All right, let's give it a minute. Let it warm up. Hello, AJ Gaming. Welcome in. We're going to take a look at a few here. Oh, I need some nice water. Gonna take us a look at some new stuff. Gonna show you guys links to the site, and yeah, it's Friday night. Let's do it. All right, let the stream boot up for a couple more minutes here. Okay. Hey, Florida Denny fan and Chase Elliott fan number 9. Got a couple more popping in here. I'm gonna give it another minute or so before we start bouncing into some of this new stuff. I guess while I'm at it, I can show off some of the non-new stuff that's still sitting around, some unique stuff. Got this one here. That's a Jimmy Johnson Indy car that came from Iowa. It was a free giveaway with the Carvana area. So yeah, I got a Jimmy Johnson Indy car. And I guess this one's kind of unique too. These are expensive though. These are like $25 for a 1/64th late model. So I picked one up, but that's about the only time I'm going to pick one of these up. They are expensive. Oh my goodness. Just got done taking an exam. Glad I didn't miss anything. Yeah, you bet. Possible, can I show you progress on the Elliott Phoenix win? It's in a box and I haven't made any real progress yet. I haven't been able to tear into it at all as far as like, you know, really start looking at it. Why does that always seem like it's moved? I guarantee you my cat comes up every day and pushes this one forward. He has to, because every time I get in here, that thing needs to get pushed back in place. I've noticed it a number of times. Okay. Hey, Shock Creative, welcome in. Did you see that Christopher Bell's Roval diecast will look like? Yeah, it looks like a lot of confetti on it. I actually got the reference photos ready, so we'll be putting those on the site. We're also going to be talking today about some new arrivals coming next week. I got a notification that they're ready to go. And, well, what I need to do, actually, is let you guys know exactly what I have the ability to get my hands on for next week. And, yeah, see if anyone wants any last-second ones before I order them in, because I'm not, unlike, you know, now where I get these big arrivals, I'm going to start doing pretty much pre-order only. So the nice thing is, right before they come out, I'm going to do a poll on these channels and find out who's looking for what, and then I bring stuff in for that, so that'll be nice. But looks like we got some people in, so we're up to 20. That should be good enough. We can get rolling. Let's get rolling here. Do I plan on getting Napa 120, 164 or 124th? It just might be in the box to my left. All right, guys. But let's start with our top box. Now, this is the lightest box from shipment, and there's a reason for that, and it's because this box is all 1/64th scale sprint cars. You can see we've got Aaron Reitzel's number 8, Fulkins Bros Trucking. We got Mobile 1 TRD, and so this is actually kind of cool because this is a Toyota sprint car, which is kind of a new thing. But so yeah, we got a few of these Aaron Reitzel ones in. Obviously, I haven't done my review yet. Also, we got well, actually, let me try and find all the Reitzels ones first before I go too far. Let's see here. There should be 5. I usually get 5 of each for stock. Yes, WOO for World of Outlaws. That's obviously what everyone was thinking. All right, so there we go. That's 3. That's 4. And there should be a 5th one. Nope, that's not it. That's Brent Marks. That's right. We got Brent Marks, or is it Brent Marks? I'm actually kind of bad at remembering. He doesn't have his first name on here. Brent. It is Brent. For some reason, that was Brett. I don't know how I got that mixed up. There it is. There's the other Reitzel. So now we're up to 5. So I'm going to actually put 4 of these 5 up, and then we're going to pull the other one out of the box quick. So we're going to put these 5 or 4 up here on their pegs. For those of you who haven't had a chance to see, I did install some new pegs up here on the shelf or on the wall behind the behind, I don't know what you want to call it, above/behind. Here you guys can see it. That is my peg shelf. You can see we got some new pins. I can show you guys 2 new pins. That one there and that one there. That's Kyle Larson's Watkins Glen pin from the Watkins Glen this year, and Kevin Harvick's Michigan pin. So if you're looking for Kevin Harvick's pin or Kyle Larson's pin from this season, that's where those are. So I did get a couple of those. So those are now on the website. All right, let's go. How do I attach the braces to the deck lid and the hood? I was looking at the pictures you posted a while back, and I saw that you use magnets. Yes, I did. I can actually show you the magnets later, but I use tiny little magnets. You don't have to use them. You can use glue if you want to glue them down. The problem with glue is, though, you can't get them back apart, and I knew I was going to be taking this thing apart multiple times back and forth, so that's why I didn't do that yet. Anyway, let's. I'll talk about that later. We can do that after the stream. But let's start with the Aaron Reitzel sprint car. So we're gonna go ahead and just pop the box right on open and take a look inside. I love these little sprint cars. 1/64 scale sprint cars are something I have definitely gotten more in tune with. But here you can see it here. We've got the Fulkins car. I kind of want to zoom it in. Can I get closer? A little bit. Nah, it doesn't look quite as good. I got to zoom back out. Yoink. Right there. But yeah, you do have Reitzel. We got Toyota there. The number 8. It looks good, though. Honestly, the black on it. Pretty solid-looking car. We'll do, obviously, a better diecast review where I can get it in 4K. But these little sprint cars, they're not very big. But, man, they actually look pretty decent, and the detail on them isn't too bad. So I'm excited to get a few more of these in because I have a nice little growing collection of the Acme sprint cars. And especially in the 1/64th, they're not terrible. I mean, I used to think they were more expensive because they were, but these are $14.99, which is, you know, more than a Cup car. But honestly, by next year, may not be by that much. And these are much better in terms of the detail on them. So, all right, so that is Reitzel. Next one we're going to take a look at was Brian Brown. Oh, actually, that's here. Are you late? You're a little late, but I haven't shown your car off, so don't worry about it. I use magnets for the tethers and braces. Yes, I think I used them on both. All right. For those of you who didn't see, I already did this review once, but I'm going to show you because the stock just came in. But this is Chase Elliott's sprint car. This is the A-Shock 21. So this is a car that actually I thought looked really good in matte black. But the Chase Elliott sprint cars are finally in for those looking for it because I got mine in early. Is one of your pre-orders in there? It depends. What was your pre-order? I gotta remember. I think you're waiting on the. Cindric Daytona 500 win. That's next week. But yes, this is the A-Shock for Chase Elliott. So there are 6 of those that I have in there. But the Chase Elliott sprint cars are also in. Like I said, I had mine in from a different source earlier. The ones that came out of the Chase Elliott shop, his website. Those ones came in a lot earlier because Chase Elliott is he got earlier access to them. And I normally wouldn't get them from there, but then I wasn't sure if it was going to be exclusive to it's going to be exclusive to his site or something, so I decided to pick them up just in case. But yeah, so there's 6 Chase Elliott sprint cars. I don't know how rare that stuff will get. All I know is Casey Kane sprint cars are kind of hard to come by. Kyle Larson sprint cars are hard to come by. Tony Stewart. So Cup guys that race sprint cars can sometimes have very hard to find sprint cars later on. I think there's one more in there, but I'll find it later. All right, now let's take a look at Brent Marks. I keep saying that wrong. Brent Marks sprint car. He flipped it over? No. You're thinking of the Chili Bowl. You're thinking of the midget. So that one they're also making, but they're making that one later. So that'll be there later. Hey, Anthony's random channel. Welcome in, man. Thanks for the, what is that, Canadian? I think that's Canadian. Brent Marks? Yes, Brent Marks, number 19. This is the car that won the Kings Royal this year. Also was really competitive at the Knoxville Nationals, ran top 10. Where else did he win? He won a lot of big shows early on. He was winning a lot of big money races. I think he actually may have the most wins of anyone this season so far. Or not most wins. He might have the most money, earnings wins so far of anyone this season. He does not run full-time with the World of Outlaws. He runs kind of whatever he can. So yeah, this is Brent Marks' car. Definitely going to be a cool car. Like I said, I know he won the Kings Royal, and he won... What other one did he win? I'm trying to think. He won another very marquee race, but I can't remember it. It wasn't the Ironman, but it was another marquee race that he ended up winning in this car. So, yeah, Brent Marks, like I said, has had a really good season as far as winnings and has been really competitive at the big races. So, kind of a cool car. I can't wait to see the 118th when those come out, but... I said I really like the fact that these Acme boxes let me pop these open so easily and then put them right back. That's so nice. What a great change. It's almost like Lionel, but opposite, because they actually make good changes. Like good changes, and everyone likes them, you know? All right, why do people love 164 so much? I don't get the tiny diecast. Here's the thing they like about it, and I personally really like it for this reason. I can store a bunch of these on a wall. I can have one wall that shows off all of these, and that's more for like this. When, you know, look at all those pegs. I could store an entire wall full of sprint cars. If I had that many 118 sprint cars, no way I have anywhere to put them. You know, so that's more of a, when you want to have a quantity and you want to have a cool, like, selection of them. Because if I got every single sprint car in 118th, oh my goodness, that would be way too much. But it's affordable and still looks pretty darn solid for a 164. So that's why I would choose them. And I still do. Like I said, I have every Acme sprint car that's been released since last year in 164. Because I decided, you know what? I've really gotten into sprint car racing. I think I'm going to follow that and start getting every 164 sprint car. And that's exactly what I've done. So that's just kind of a thing. But I'm going to put these up on their peg hook. I'm so proud of these peg hooks. I'm going to show them off like multiple times tonight. There we go. There we go. All right, so Brent Marks is up there. Now we're going to go to Wendy's Scheme of the Best. The Wendy's is also coming next week. I have a list of the ones that are coming next week, and that one is also on it. 3, 4, and then, ooh, we got another one. So something else in here that's pretty cool. I got a helmet. I'll show you that one off quick, too. But let's start with Blackjack Brian Brown. He runs full-time at the Knoxville Raceway. I believe he's back-to-back track champion, if I'm not mistaken. He maybe didn't get it this year. I know he got it last year, but this is his sprint car in 164th. So I really like this one because this one is going to be, I don't know, there's something about the all-white Casey's car. It just looks really good to me. Now, what I will say, as somebody from the Midwest and somebody who has obviously lived in Iowa my whole life, the Casey's rebranding is not to my likings. Not a fan. I think it looks way worse, but we can get to that later. So there it is. You can see the reason I really like this car, all white, Nerf bars, roll cage, wing. It's basically a whiteout car with a little bit of red, but I cannot stand this Casey's logo. Like, the old logo was the superior logo. They need to fix it and go back because this is just not acceptable. I'm telling you, that number 21 and the white baseline on that wing is great, and the Casey's logo just, it's like, I don't know. Why would you choose that? You know, like you chose a goofy looking, I don't know. Not a fan of the Casey's logo, but that being said, I do really like this car, and I'm glad I was able to snag one. Well, snag one. I got 5, but I like to keep one for each. But like I said, being from Iowa and seeing him run at Knoxville a couple times, I was definitely pretty happy with that one. GoPro cars are better. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. A-Shot Creative. Thanks for being such a great content creator. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat there. All right. I'm part German and have German family members. That's why I say football. Well, you're wrong. It's soccer. The Germans are wrong about a lot of things, you know. No. Soccer is just not as good as football. I will say it. I've tried to watch soccer. I just can't get into it, man. It is such a, what's the word? It's such a teasy sport. Like, oh, there might be a score someday. It's like, this might be. All right, so just pre-ordered the Optic Corey LaJoy, my first diecast. Well, heck yeah, man. But here's the problem. You did, let me check. I got to see, did you use the promo code? I got to make sure you use the promo code here. Oh, wait. Unless you didn't even use the site, then I have to shun you. I have to shun you completely if that's what happened. I hope you understand that. I can't allow that, you know. No. But yeah, I actually did just get that one up on the website today. So if you want an ARC or an Elite, they are on the site for pre-order. You have to use the promo code RaceCraze. That gets you basically free shipping. It's not quite. It just depends on how much the order is because it's 9.5% off because, you know, 95. But anyway, yeah, so those are on the site. I'll talk about what's on the site and what's new coming in later. Let's keep rolling through the new arrivals. The next four, or next few I'm going to show off, these are going to be Logan Wagner's #1 sprint car. This one's actually kind of cool because it's got the foil number. So they did gold foil number before NASCAR thought it was cool. Sprint cars have been doing that for years. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I got to put these up on their peg hooks too. So we'll do this one quick, and then I'll get a couple more peg hooks filled with sprint cars when we get through to it. So, wow, we got 35 people in here. Welcome in, everybody. Taking a look at some new cars that came in. These cars belong in everyone's house but mine. So let's get them out of here, you know. But anyway, here you go. So you can see there we go. Now you can see that reflective gold up there on the number. I actually saw this car at Knoxville for the Nationals. They had samples or the prototypes of them in the trailer, but they said they were showing that you could pre-order it from the trailer, the merch haulers, because most sprint car drivers pull their own merch trailers. So yeah, they were kind of showing that you could do that. But it's pretty cool. I actually really thought this was one of the better appearing cars at Knoxville. I think the pink and white and blue is a really solid combination. I actually really like it. Black tailpipes, black roll bars. It's like I'm kind of on board. The only thing I'm not as big a fan on is the number on the front wing here. I don't know. To me, I've always just enjoyed the numbers on the sides. This top wing, I've never been a huge fan of numbers there, but it's not the worst thing in the world by any stretch. But it's still a really pretty cool looking car. I actually didn't know who this was until Knoxville. So that's one of those things where as I start to grow and get into this, you know, into sprint car racing and see more and more races, fingers crossed, Dirt Vision or Flow is reasonable. If Dirt Vision could get a little more reasonable, I'd watch every single World of Outlaw event. Unfortunately, it's just way too expensive to justify. I mean, $30 a month for one show a week is hard to justify. And I'm a big fan of it, so it's not like I don't want to watch. It's just a matter of I can't justify that, man. Let's see. All right, shun you. I'm shunning you now, Chris. Chris M, everyone, put shuns in the chat. Just shun Chris M in the chat. Just that's it. You don't have nothing mean. Just shun Chris M. Here's hoping for 2023 Brett Moffitt supremacy. 100%. I hope there's some car owner out there that's actually looking to win. Because unfortunately, too many of them are, and I don't blame the car owners, by the way. Like when I say too many of them are focused on sponsorship, it's not because they don't want, like they want to win, but they don't have a choice, you know. So that's definitely something that like happens. So I hope he gets a good ride. Fingers crossed. Right now, the biggest opening I see is Gibbs, but those are usually fully funded drivers, so I don't see a lot of openings anywhere. I mean, I got my fingers crossed still, but it's a little more bleak than I would like to admit. All right, so I got to put Logan Wagner's. It was Logan, yeah, Logan Wagner's and Brian Brown's sprint cars up on their peg hooks quick. So excuse the little interruption quick while I do that. I think that's all the sprint cars, by the way, for tonight. There we go. Had to move a peg hook. Crap, am I already out of peg hooks? I might have to get more of them. I didn't realize I have this many 164s. It's one of them type of years, but yeah, I'm out of peg hooks. Guess I'm getting more peg hooks. That's a good thing. And we're gonna have more sprint cars. Actually, how about this? I'll not get more sprint cars. You guys just go get them all. All right, there we go. All the sprint cars in their place. They look nice. Look very nice. All right, let's read a couple chats quick. You have always posted great videos, and I always say what your opinion is. That is why you are one of the my most watched YouTube channels. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I actually have my own Diecast website just so that way I didn't have to worry about making anyone mad by saying, if you know, because I'll be honest, if it's a bad Diecast and I don't like the look of it, I'll be completely honest. And I don't have to, worry about it because I just choose not to stock it. And then I don't get hurt by it, It doesn't bother me. So I've kind of liked that. All right. Now it looks like we're on to some 164th Cup cars. So let's see here. Just bought a Dale Jr. 2015 Hellman's Xfinity Elite. The DIN is 100 out of 100. Is that good? Frankly, I don't know if it means anything. But here's what I do know. If you got a car that you liked and you really like that paint scheme, that's all that matters. Frankly, I've never been a huge DIN hunter. Never been huge on, hunting certain DIN numbers or anything like that. So, at the end of the day, I think as long as it's a car you like, the DIN numbers are relevant. That's my personal opinion. All right. Remember when 164 scales had opening hoods? Oh, how on the contraire. I remember. I'm going to show you something real quick because I got distracted when I was taking a drink of water. And then I saw that chat where you said remember. And now I have to remember, so I'm pulling out a car that was sitting under my desk. But I can't because it's stuck. Oh, there it is. Okay. Remember when cars had opening hoods? Why, yes, I do. Remember when they had opening hoods like that? This is actually an error car. I did a review on it a while back, but this is a Kane Mopar car with the 2005 Charger nose on a 2004 paint scheme. So kind of weird, but there you can see it. It's the that's the Dodge Charger nose, and this one actually has opening trunk. This was an Elite. Picked these up from a guy a while back, but this is just, I had to get this car for that reason. That's a 2005 Dodge Charger nose, but this was the 2004 Mopar paint scheme. So it's kind of an error car. And I always thought that was kind of neat that it was, it was made like early 2005, late 2004 as that transition was happening. And they obviously screwed up the tooling and basically made the 2004 car on the 2005 body. So I don't know. I always thought that was cool because you can see here, it says 2004 Intrepid. So a lot of neat little diecast stories like that. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Hey, Parker's in here. Lionel's gotten a little cheap. They definitely have. You're going to have to wait even longer there, Clyde. Actually, I should announce. I have got a lead. This is for Clyde, but any of you Harvick fans, potential 2011 Coke 600 Harvick win, Elite. So the 2011 Coke 600 win from Kevin Harvick in Elite. I may be able to snag one. It's going to be expensive, but I may have some people that are Harvick fans in here that might want that someday. So I may have to let them know about that. If you can't tell who I'm talking about. All right. Anyway, guys, what would you like to see first? Hold on. Let me see if I get to the bottom. Holy cow. There's the shuns. Oh, man, I'm late, man. I am behind. Birthday's coming up soon. I have a dilemma. Should I get Bubba Wallace's 2022 McDonald's Toyota Camry TRD or Kyle Busch's DeWalt Toyota Camry TRD? Can't pick one. Well, as a Chase Elliott fan, those both surprise me. Well, actually, the Kyle Busch one surprised me more because most Chase fans don't like him. But I would have to say the Kyle Busch DeWalt looks better in my opinion. I do like that one a little bit better. So I would have to say that. There's all the shuns. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Have you heard the rumors of Hot Wheels sponsoring Kyle Busch next year? It's one rumor I hope is true. Oh, I hope so. I want Kyle Busch cars all over the place. I want NASCAR to be back on the Hot Wheels market. I want all of it. Let's see. That would be fantastic. Kyle Busch is a crybaby. There we go. I figure there's got to be someone in here. Okay. Let me get to the bottom here. My gosh, guys. I cannot keep up here. You guys are overwhelming me. All right, sorry if I miss your chat. I apologize. I have to get caught up to the bottom. I haven't shown a car in like 5 minutes, so I need to show some more race cars. All right, here's the poll or the question. I'm gonna look to see who puts what in the chat, but we are asking the question: should we go into 164s or a mini helmet? And there's only one mini helmet. So here's the thing. If we do the mini helmet, there's only one. Then we go to 164s. But if we do the 164s, we got to go through all of those before the mini helmet. So post what you want to see now, and I will see what we have. 124s. No, that's the next box. I got to get first box out of the way. I got 3 full boxes today. All right, 164. Met of Hell mini helmet. Okay, I've seen some mini helmets here, so that's a good sign. Chris Ammons says, I'm an Optic fan, might just get into NASCAR. Well, heck, you're in the right place, because here's the thing. NASCAR is a real goofy thing right now, and you got to make sure you're watching the right content, because I was watching Motor Mouths this week, and I about threw up when I heard what Jeff Burton and I think it was Kyle Petty were talking about the point system, because somebody asked the question about the playoffs and how it's kind of a gimmicky thing, and they said, it's the right way to crown a champion. Everyone knows that that's the rules they're playing under, and I'm just like, duh, no. I mean, as a former race car driver, I don't know how in the world those guys could have said such a stupid thing. I mean, as a former football player, wouldn't you think those players are going to say, hey, resetting the score with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter is really dumb? You know? Oh, well, that's just the rules. No, you'd say that's dumb. That's a really dumb thing to do. And, yeah, to see former drivers say that is just wild to me. I probably did just see one on my site. I probably can't keep up because I've had a couple of them that showed up Let me see here. Yep, I did see that one. Let's see. And both of them are coming out Monday, by the way. All right, guys, let's take a look at the. Actually, I'm going to shout that out quick. Do I have that 164? I do not have that on the site. That was actually just one I got from my own little collection there. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but maybe it's not. I don't know how hard that is to find. I just kind of bumped into it one day and decided to snag it, but that's the only real reason I ended up finding it, honestly. All right. So yes, I'm gonna shout out. Let's see. I'm gonna shout out A Shot Creative. I'm not gonna say his full name. I don't want to dox him or anything like that. But he just picked up a Kyle Larson Bristol win ARC and a Joey Logano 2008 Kentucky win off the website. So I'm gonna give him a nice shout out because he's got a couple new cars headed his way on Monday. And yeah, only had to pay $30 for that Joey Logano nationwide win, which by the way is a Gen 4 car and looks really, really good. Okay, now here's the mini helmet I was talking about for like an hour before I finally got to it. This is the Chase Elliott Napa mini helmet from, I think it was last year, but he's run this throughout this year as well. The overall design is a metallic blue on a gloss blue with Napa. You can see it's got Napa Auto Parts across that little banner on the shield. You got Napa Auto Parts there. You can see Chevy, and then you got the number 9 up here on the top of the helmet as well. The colors of this helmet just look really, really solid. The pictures they use for the helmet, like are on the thumbnails, are always so much better than the actual helmets. Now this one actually still looks really good. Personally, my favorite helmet. I'm gonna get up and get it quick. There we go. My favorite helmet that has ever been made is this one. I thought this helmet looked so darn good. This was the Chase Elliott Championship mini helmet. I have one of these left on the site, and I've always thought this was the best one because I don't stock mini helmets much, but this one I wanted to stock because I thought it looked so good. So yeah, but that's the new mini helmet. This will be my 4th different mini helmet. I have a Hooters, an A-Shock, a Napa, and then the Champion one. So I don't know. It looks pretty good. I would love to see a metallic blue, like a mirror blue shield on it. I think that'd look really good too. But I really like the look of it. I think the Napa blue looks pretty good on there. What do you guys think? Okay. All right, gotta get this back in the bag quick. All right, there we go. We'll put it back in the box. And I gotta do a review on the helmet anyway, so that's the thing. All these things I get out of the box, I gotta put back because I know I gotta review them here just in the next couple days. But that's all the fun of it, you know. That's why I enjoy it. Okay, so now we're on to some 164s. Now, I just showed off that Napa helmet. So maybe we go to a 164th that's not an Elliott. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll use a non-Elliott 164th to get rolling here. All right, let's slide this off and get on to our next one here. The diecast metal version, I know no rubber tires, but I really wanted that Wind diecast. The Bristol Dirt one. Interesting. That one, I think the other ones are coming out. So something new, the metal chassis are coming out earlier than the other ones now, which is not how they did them last year, but that's what the situation is. I no longer carry those. So those, unfortunately, you'll have to get somewhere else. I just couldn't. I had so many 164th metal chassis, and nobody seemed to want them. And so I just decided we'll use the normal 164s. I think it'll be easier. All right. So how about, let's see. I'll give you guys 3 options: Hendrick Motorsports, RFK, or 2311. Try to do a Harvick. I don't have a Harvick in this box. I will have a Harvick. It's just not in this box. I see RFK twice, 2311 twice. The score is tied. Disclaimer. Oh, it's too late. I hope he's not watching. Don't let him watch this stream. Do not let him watch. Hendrick. Oh, I see enough 2311s. I'm going to go with it. It's close, though. It's all really close. The first one we're going to show here. Wow, that's awful. Gosh. Okay, just because we were just talking about Lionel, this is Kurt Busch's Money Lion next gen car. This is the good one, so this is the one that's going to end up on the site. And this one's going to get sold to someone who's turning it into a custom anyway for the Monster Energy car. But look at that freaking number. Like, what a mess. How did that get through quality control? That number is an absolute disaster. So the top looks good, but look at that. That number is just goofed. So yeah, this one, I can already tell you this won't be on the site. There's going to be one short. But as I said, I know somebody wants to use that to make a Monster Energy custom, so that'll be a perfect donor. But yeah, there you can see that car. So as I said, I won't pull all of these out of their boxes yet because I will be doing reviews on them anyway, and I got to put them back in boxes or I'm going to be drowning in cars by the end of this stream. But that Money Lion car, I think we only got to see it run once with Kurt, and then the second time we watched it with Bubba. I think he ran at not Kansas. The second one of that round was it Texas? It might have been Texas. I think he ran it at Texas where he ran this one. So yeah, we got to see Bubba run it once, and we got to see Kurt run it once. But that's the 2311 car. All right, next one on the list, we're going to do a RFK car because this is probably one of my favorite paint schemes of the year. For those of you who can't guess it, it's not hard to guess because this thing is gorgeous. This is the number 6 Violet Defense car. This thing I am currently seeking to find a liquid color of because I bet this thing is going to look absolutely gorgeous. The purple just absolutely pops. The foil number on it also looks incredible. And so this is probably one of the best 1/64th I have seen to date. So this one is an absolute fire car. This thing is amazing. Definitely like this one. And thank goodness the numbers actually look good. So that's kind of a bonus. Let me look at the other one. Oh my gosh, 2 good cars. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. So yes, that car looks absolutely incredible. Definitely like that one. All right, so the next one we're going to show here real quick, this is Ross Chastain's Advent Health car. As you can see, and let me show off the Kyle Larson car quick. So here we go. These are the 2 new arrivals. Something I noticed that I absolutely love about the Trackhouse cars, look at where the number is. It's pushed forward, but it's not rammed all the way up on the fender. It's down right by the middle of the A-post. So you see the 5 is kind of to the left of the A-post, but the 1 is right in the middle. And I think this Chastain car, if this was where they moved those numbers, just slid them forward like this, I could have got on board with this. It's slightly slid forward, but I can work with it. You know, this doesn't look that bad. I think it looks really good. They got the little watermelon color in there, and I just think this one looks a lot better than the kind of garbage we've been getting here. I mean, look, this 5 just looks like it's rammed forward, but this number 1 looks fantastic. So this is something I have been talking about it all year, and I really like the number placement on this 1 car. This is where I wish NASCAR would have used a little more common sense. Don't slam it all the way up against the front. Slide it forward. Just ease it forward just a little bit, and people were going to be okay with it. Instead, they slammed it way too far forward, and frankly, the cars still look just ugly. But that's just my opinion. Clyde says he likes him forward, but he's a Harvick fan, so he doesn't really know anything, unfortunately. But yeah, it's I'm telling you, the Ross Chastain car does look better. I mean, you can objectively look at it from this distance, and it's like, man, I like that Ross car. I like where that's located. I burned you, Clyde. I had to. You left me no choice. You left the door wide open for me. All right, let me slide these 2 out of the way, and we'll move on to our next arrival. All right, so this is, I got one more, and then I'll take a look at this next one, because this next one's really, really cool. This is a car I got to see run twice. This was the Chase Elliott Hooters car. Ran at Gateway and at Bristol so far, and I was at both of those, and by the way, it was running this weekend in Las Vegas. So this car just released this time. I think the 124s just came out. So the 124s, ARC, and Elite will be available next week. But yes, this car, I really like the way that that it's all white all the way around. I'm not sure, like, they had the white one with the yellow numbers back in 2017. I think this one looks better. I think the blue accents look a lot better, how they're just kind of in a couple little spots. I really think that car really pops with that little blue on there, because orange and white works fine, but that little blue really helps this car. It's something that's really underrated. Like, this car, it's orange and white, but that blue really helps this car out. So that's the Hooters car. I got a couple of those in here for the site, so those will be getting put on probably later this afternoon, or I shouldn't say this afternoon. It's going to be tomorrow, at least tomorrow. So, yes, that is the Hooters car there. Everybody loves Hooters. I might have to become a Ross Chastain fan just based on that car. Well, if you think that car is good, go wait until you see the GoPro cars. I'm telling you, those things were hot. All right, I need a sip of water quick. That's some high quality H2O right there. All righty. Now, let's take a look at our next arrival. I'm going to actually pull this one out of the box, and you might not wonder why am I taking a 164 out of the box. Well, it might just be because it's the first raced version that I actually think is worth looking at in 164. This is going to be... Oh, the Coda Wind looks good, too. Don't get me wrong. I like that paint scheme. I actually love the white paint scheme better, though. That ran Texas, I want to say. All right, guys, here it is. This is Austin Cindric's Daytona 500 winning car. As you can see, we've got confetti all over it. We've got the silver Penske rims, bright yellow rookie stripes, big spoiler on the back. We got Cindric up there on that front windshield. You can see we've got the confetti on the splitter. It's up there on the hood. It's down the door. And I don't see a ton of dirt or damage to this car. You know, it's pretty clean that way. But it is a Daytona 500 winning car, so that's got to be pretty darn cool. I just saw, like I said, the Elites and ARCs for this car coming out next week. So I'm telling you, this is going to be fantastic. This car coming out next week, I can't wait to show this off because obviously I have all the Daytona 500s that I've ever seen, and this will be added to that list. So cannot wait to have this one in 124th, but the 164 is in, and I think it looks pretty darn solid, honestly. So yeah, for those of you that get the 120 or 164 version, those are in. Okay, so that's box number 1. We have officially went through one box of 2. The second box, I gotta put these all back so that I can make some room here. Yep, the 500 win is in. When I said they're in, they're coming to me next week. So they're on eBay because those people live down near Lionel and can pick them up by themselves. Mine have to get shipped. So mine are currently on their way, or will be on their way. They just came in today, so they'll probably be shipping Monday, I hope, Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll probably be seeing them sometime later next week, so can't wait. Okay, so those ones are done. We're going to slide those to the side. We're going to take a look at our next box. Now, our next box does have another RFK car, so we're going to take a look at this one. For some reason, I thought I had already shown this one off, but apparently I hadn't. That's the number 6 Kohler Generators car with that chrome number. Why do I think I showed that off already? Let me go look. Did I? I swear I saw that one. Nope, I guess not. Huh. Wait a minute. I did show this one. Okay, now I get it. Okay, this was confusing me for just a couple seconds here. Is my Cindric win the exact car you're going to use to review? It can be. I actually have my Cindric car as well. So being I'll have 2 of them, I can review either one. All right, so this one confused me. So here's the Kohler car. There's the Kohler car. Well, why would I have it come in twice? This is the dual win. This is why dual wins are awesome. So this dual win, there you can see, I can't get it to show the light. There we go, right there. There you see, dual win number 1, Mustang. So this is the dual win. That's why it was confusing me, because I'm like, gosh, I swear I already looked at this car and made a video. Like, I remember doing this. And this one's the dual win. So I'm going to pop this open because I kind of want to see what the differences are between this one and the regular car. I have a 124 Elite coming. Man, I wish I could review this in 124 Elite. I didn't have anyone looking for them. So, I kind of wish I could have. But here you can see, there's our number 6 Kohler Generators car. You can see there is an arrow for the jack. That is something that wasn't on the other car. Any sponsor differences? I don't see. Looks like the sponsors are about the same. Kohler Generators up front looks the same. No cameras on the roof. Spoiler's a tiny bit different. You can see some rivets along the spoiler. So not a ton of differences, honestly. It's very similar. But I will say, here's what I love about dual wins. They look closer to the car that ran on track, which is what I love. It's the same thing with every dual win I've ever gotten. It's basically the standard paint scheme with a tiny bit of race detail, like usually on the wheels and tires and stuff. This one obviously is 164, so they don't do that. But you get things like windshield banner tear-offs. And then, like I said, wheels and tires are marked. So it looks like a car would look while sitting on pit road right before the race. Because, again, they're usually not all that raced up. So, yeah, that one is definitely one that caught me by surprise, but I don't know. I may have to compare that to the standard paint scheme for a review in ARC. I won't do it in Elite unless somebody requests it, because I can't afford to keep just getting Elites that I'm not planning to keep. And unless I have somebody looking for it. Okay, so let me slide those off to the side here. Should I get the Elite of Logano's Clash or just the ARC? It honestly comes down to exactly what type of detail you want. I think for that, if you're not a big Logano fan, I would say probably the ARC, frankly. I think save the Elites for your favorite driver, your favorite occasion, very special occasion. But if it's just kind of another car that you really want to see and take a look at, I would probably stick that one to the ARC. All right, so I got another one here. We're gonna get to as soon as I can pop it out of its. Oh, I see. This is on a base. Of course, it's on a base. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Chase Elliott 2022 A-Shock number 9. And here's the thing I really like about this car. Look at that number 9. It's not shoved all the way forward. It's kind of actually back, kind of where it's supposed to be. I actually really like this car. I think it looks good. They even put A-Shock Energy literally twice on the door. I think it looks goofy. I think it's kind of dumb, but it's there. I'm not going to complain. So I actually really like this car. I thought the color combination was pretty cool. The orange, the red, then going to black on the rear, followed by the gray up here on top. So that I think is pretty cool. Usually do Elites for race wins. I would do that too, as long as, I have a lot of race wins, so I'm starting to go into the ARC mode. I'll get Elites for very specific race wins, but yeah, with their price point getting up over $100 again, that's a hard ask right there. But yeah, this is actually one of my favorite paint schemes in the season so far. I will definitely be showing you the Elite as soon as it comes out. I will obviously also be reviewing the 164th. Plus, I'll be showing you guys how to get these off these pesky little bases here that drive me nuts. So, but yeah, real solid car. I'm actually really impressed. I really like that A-Shock car. So, got a couple of those in. Now, we can go on to our next ride. All right. Looking for a Kyle Busch 2017 Martinsville Win Elite. What is a good price for that car, in my opinion? That car could be anywhere from 110 to 200. I don't know for sure what's a good price because I haven't seen one available in quite some time. They used to honestly be $70. They were really cheap, but yeah, they disappear quickly. So. Did I receive the Money Team car? I think so. Let me see. That might be in box number 2. Because there's another... Oh, that's not that one. It's the other one. All right. Yep, there we go. I got a couple more 164 boxes to get to. I'll take a look quick, though. All right, so the next one I'm going to show, though, is going to be another Chase Elliott car. And somehow, of all the cars that have been released so far, the last car that's going to come in terms of, cars for the 164th group, is literally going to be the Napa car. Every other car is in. This one that I'm about to pull out of the box, because it's a Chase Elliott car, so I have to pull it out of the box. There we go. Chase Elliott's Kelley Blue Book car. This car, I'm telling you, I have it pre-ordered in one finish. I have this pre-ordered in liquid color. I think it's going to look fantastic. It's you can see that bright baby blue is probably 80 to 85% of the car. That's usually something that makes me kind of choose to go to a special finish, is when it has 80 to 85%. So that's kind of where I think, okay, I like that. I think that's what's going to make me want to choose that car for a special finish. If it's just kind of one color the whole way around, or not one color, if it's a mix of color like 50-50 or a mix of 3 or 4 different colors, I'm less likely to choose a special finish because that special finish won't be on the majority of the car. So this is a car, I do have a liquid color coming, but I think it looks good. This is probably my favorite Kelley Blue Book to date, honestly, in terms of color. I thought the 2020 version was okay, that blue with the gold on it, but I think this one is probably my favorite. I do say I really do miss the metallic color, though. I thought the metallic colors on that car looked really good. Okay. I'm looking in the box here. I have a couple 164s to pull out. Let's see if I got that Casgralla car you guys are all requesting. Oh, actually, I just found the Napa cars. So the Napa cars were in there. They were just not in the boxes. I thought they were on my packing list. Excuse me. Let's check again. I guess it must be on the next one. I think that Casgralla one's coming on the next one. I pulled every 164, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's all of them. So no, there is no Casgralla car, unfortunately. That'll have to be next week's. But I do have, while I'm at it, I just mentioned it, I did pull the Napa car. So I guess we're going to do it all. Welcome to the Chase Elliott Diecast Hour, sponsored by Chase Elliott Diecasts, I guess. Don't worry, this is the last Chase Elliott Diecast, so we'll be on to other drivers. I know we've got some Hamlin fans here, so we do have a Hamlin car to look at. Also got a single. We got a single Larson to look at, and we have a couple of Bubbas. Got Ty Dillon, so we got some good ones coming. All right, here we go. So there's Chase Elliott's Napa car. You can see it's got those kind of gunmetal color wheels. Nice big Napa logo on the hood. I like that. That looks good. I don't know. I think this paint scheme has really grown on me. Obviously, him winning in it 5 times probably helps. Helps that a little bit, but I did not care for this paint scheme at first. I wanted a little bit more yellow, but as the season's gone on, I've actually kind of liked this car quite a bit. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. So, nice big Napa logo. I love that big logo. That really helps. Big number 9, big Napa logo. So those things are things that I've always been a big fan of. But I'm not going to lie, this is kind of a good looking car. So I do have a few of those in as well. Those will be up on the website. I didn't do a lot of pre-orders on 164s. I've started to do better with that, but unfortunately all the old ones are going to get added later. Okay. I think there's a Hamlin fan that wants to see a Hamlin car. Well, that's too bad, because the next car is not going to be Denny Hamlin. It's going to be Kyle Larson's Fontana win. Now, for you Elliott fans, including myself, this one made us cringe a little bit because he literally walled Elliott and ended his race. Kind of annoying. But that being said, this was honestly an interesting race. Like, you can see there's a little bit of dirt back here, but the cars ended up staying pretty darn clean for the most part. There is a big tire mark on that right rear corner, though, from where he hit Elliott. And then we do get some confetti on here for the Auto Club race. So there's some good things like that with it. So it looks pretty good. But we do have the confetti on there from the Auto Club race. So won't get another one until we get back to Watkins Glen, unfortunately. But at least we do have that. So a couple of Watkins Glen wins. I'm going to put that with the Daytona wins as well, because I like to put the race wins together. Okay, next one on our list. Bubba or Blaney? Bubba or Blaney? In the words of Chase Elliott, yeah, that's a little different when you're blocking at a restrictor plate track. Don't get me wrong, I'm still not a huge fan of it, but Corey LaJoie was not alongside him. He was still behind him. So that's my opinion on it. Is as long as you're not clear, then I'll let it slide. But if you're clear, or if a guy is there like alongside you, you got nothing. There we go. All right. I saw a Blaney. I'm going to go with the Blaney. I haven't seen anyone else post anything yet, so we'll pull out the Ryan Blaney car. This is the Worth car. Not going to lie, this is not my favorite paint scheme for him. It's not a bad car, but it's okay. I think my favorite Worth car was probably Keselowski's 2019 car. I love the red, white, and black. This one is also red, white, and black. I don't know. It doesn't look quite as good. And maybe it's just because there's all that empty space behind the number. And then the way that the white just kind of like, I don't know, the white like interjects into the design. So that might bother me a little bit too. So it's not a bad car, but I just don't think it's my favorite Worth car. I think there's been some other cars that I would probably prefer. So that's the Ryan Blaney Worth car. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at a Denny Hamlin car, because somebody had mentioned it earlier. They wanted to see it. There is Denny Hamlin's 2022 number 11 FedEx car. There you can see it. Personally, I liked his white FedEx car that he ran for 3 years from 2019 to 2021. And I thought that was a good car, but this one is not a bad looking car. The purple honestly does fit pretty nicely. Is that a giant? Oh, those are the hood vents. So you can see the hood vents right in the middle of the FedEx logo. Those, I thought they were giant decal errors, but they're just hood vents. So it's actually supposed to be there at least. But I don't know. The 11, it's white on the side, which was purple up top. So I don't mind it. It's kind of a mix. Like if you took his 2019 and 2018 scheme and like pushed them together, that would be this. That's what this paint scheme is. So, but not a bad car. So we got another standard paint scheme in. That's Denny's 2022 car. Now we're going to take a look at another car. Let's see. Did I do his already? trying to look up behind me on this list. Did I did the metal chassis review. This is now going to be the Dex imaging car. So we saw the Motorcraft car. Now the Dex imaging car is in for Harrison Burton. Honestly, really disappointed in the season he's had. I didn't have high expectations, but he didn't even meet those, the low expectations, because he's been pretty darn bad for a Wood Brothers car. Don't get me wrong, he's a rookie, but my whole problem was he didn't even have very good Xfinity numbers, and they moved him up anyway. And just like Justin Haley, the results haven't been great. Now, Haley's been better than Burton, but I mean, altogether, the results have been lackluster, to say the least. So, yeah. But honestly, it's not a terrible paint scheme. Just, like I said, unfortunately, it's a driver that I'm kind of like, meh, about. So, next one we're going to take a look at, this is Bubba Wallace's DoorDash car. This year, they kind of went away from the all-red car and went and added a nice white hood area to it. I actually really like the white hood with the red logo on it. I don't know why. It just looks really good. Again, this is a perfect example of that DoorDash logo could have slid back further. The number could have slid back, and this thing would have looked really, really good. But, you know, it's still a solid-looking car for Bubba. I just think his McDonald's car was probably, man, drank way too many gulps of water there. But I think his McDonald's car was a little bit better. That being said, I do think his Wheaties car probably takes the cake on both of them. So, and speaking of his Wheaties car, I think I'm going to do that one next, if I can get my hand on it, because the Wheaties car's got a little interesting bit to it. So there's the Wheaties car with the all orange, but you can see we've got some gold foil number backing. So the number isn't gold, but the reflective background of it is. So you can see that little gold outline on the number is reflective. I think that looks pretty darn cool. You can see we've got Wheaties, 100 Years of Champions, another McDonald's logo, and then across the hood. So the all orange Wheaties car, I'm telling you, this thing in liquid color, that's one to watch for. That's going to be a good one. Excuse me. All right, next one on our list. We're going to take a look right here. This is the Haas tooling car for Cole Custer. Very similar paint scheme to last year. It's the silver and black with red accents. Haas across the hood. I think it's a good paint scheme. Honestly, I think his crew chief getting ejected after last week. Weird that NASCAR decides to crack down on that of all things. But that being said, this might be good because they have not had good results. So maybe a shakeup at crew chief is going to help. Maybe. Let's hope so, because boy, they have been bad. They have been really, 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 really bad. So yeah, this one, solid paint scheme, but bad season. Let's see, how many 124s did I get in? 2 boxes. Well, I should say box and a half, because I got one full box with a couple of duplicates, but not many. And then, there's a single over there. So I have, let's see, 2 sprint cars and a bunch of 124s yet. All right, 3 more 164s we're going to look at. We're going to use this one right here. This is the Joey Logano Pennzoil car. So not the Shell Pennzoil. This is just Pennzoil here. And you can see we've got kind of this weird like filter look to it. You can see kind of the honeycomb design that's going through. Almost looks like cheese. It's weird, but it looks like cheese there. Good Lord, look at that decal there on the front. That looks terrible. Right where the NASCAR logo is supposed to be. It's all sorts of smudged up. Holy cow, it's all of them. Look at this one. This one's got the same issue. Look at that. It's like all just rainbowed out. It looks all sorts of wonky. The other side of the car isn't quite as bad, but that looks really weird. So there's a really wonky one on that one and a really wonky one on that one. So there's a couple of issues on that one. Can't really explain to you why. Unless that's designed that way. I can't tell. It's very weird. Because it's on both of them, which would make me think there actually might be a point to it. But I don't know. Honestly, I really like the car, though. I like the flat yellow on top of that. But, man, that's a weird mark. I can tell you that. Okay. Next one we're going to see is actually second to last one. Petty GMS, we got the 43 Tide Ride. Look at that number. It's literally cut off by the wheel well. This is what ticks me off. You're literally cutting off part of the number for the dang wheel well. Unacceptable. Wow, look at that gap. There's a huge gap between the wheel and the top of the hood there. Look at that gap. My gosh, you can look straight through it. But this is that Tide Ride. I'm telling you, that number being cut off ticks me off because it's like, literally, that's the one thing we said don't do is cut the numbers or shrink them. And they literally just cut the number off. Not a lot, but it's something. Anyway, Tide ride looks pretty good, though. Tide and Food City. This one ran at the dirt race, so pretty decent ride. But personally, my favorite of the cars, this will be driven next year by Noah Gragson, the 42 of Ty Dillon. I think the Black Rifle Coffee car is going to look really good with Noah G behind the wheel next year. Hopefully he'll have a good run this weekend, lock himself into the championship 4 tomorrow night or afternoon. But I actually really like this car. I think the matte green and black looks pretty darn good on this car. So we got the 42 Black Rifle Coffee. Yeah, it's you can see the logo on the hood there, Black Rifle Coffee Company. So pretty cool. I actually really like Ty Dibs paint scheme for the Ty Dibs, Ty Dillon, Ty Dibs, Dibby Dibs, Ty Di Benedetto. No, I think Ty Gibbs. God, I said it wrong again. Ty Dillon's car actually looks pretty good this year. Okay, now I have a special treat if we can reach 25 likes in the next couple minutes. This is a car that is not available on the site. I don't even know where you would get it, but I'm going to show it off anyway. So until we can see if we can get up to 35 likes by the next couple minutes. Don't worry. We got mods on that. Oh, we're up to 21. We're getting closer. I'll sit and wait. I got time. I'm going to go grab this car out of here. Come on. Give it to me. Give me that car. Give it to me. There we go. Snagged it. 22. We're getting closer. 23. What do I think of that? I actually like the fact that he got the win. I thought the way that they officiated at the end was a little wonky, but I don't know. It was one of those things like Matt definitely had the right choice and everything like that. I just thought that it was NASCAR officiating doing NASCAR officiating things. It's not that I thought the caution wasn't unwarranted. I mean, the 51 went head on into the outside wall and back in front of the entire field. And so you have to slow the cars down. But anyway, guys, we have reached 28 likes on the video. So we are going to show off this car. I was going to do a video on it and I messed up and recorded it in the wrong settings. And I wasn't going to post a mediocre video. I'm going to redo the whole video. This is Noah Gragson's 2022 Cure Token car that ran at Kansas in the fall. So I got to see this car race, and this is a promo car only available. Frankly, I don't even know where it's available. All I know is I found it on eBay and decided to put an offer in because I really wanted to see this car and make a video on it. But this is definitely kind of a neat one because I don't even know how many were made. This was literally a promotional thing. I don't know if they only made 100, 200. This is one of those cars that could be really hard to find later on. But I think there's a few on eBay, but they're asking crazy numbers for it. I don't know why, but I don't know. This thing looks pretty cool. I like the paint scheme when he ran it. I thought it was a cool looking car. And I said, it's just a neat promo car, so I'm pretty cool. Pretty cool addition. We'll show that one off in a review here next week. All right, so the first car I've actually already done a review video on. That car was actually not my car. That was a car that I was getting shipped back out. This is the car that will be going into probably my collection here. Because all the cards are bent, so I don't send bent cards to other people, so this will be probably sticking with me. Luckily, I have a long time to straighten them out, so we'll have plenty of time with that. But this is AJ Allmendinger's Bristol win. Oh, it's too zoomed in, I think. There we go. I got to zoom it out even further. No, that's as far as it goes. I just got to get it further back. Okay. There we go. Here we go. All right. Gonna slide a couple more things in so I can get this higher up so we can see. None of us can see. We need to see the beauty. This is the autographed edition. That's the only difference. This is the autographed one. So this will be something that I get to add to my seen in person collection, which is pretty cool. Getting to show that off, and like I said, being at this race makes it pretty darn cool. So if I have an extra one left over, I might even destroy it and try to see if I can make it look good. So yeah, I got a signed one for both me and my sister, and so those two, she's got one on one that's going up in her collection there. So let's see here. All right, there we go. So yeah, we got some more Dinger ones here. Oh look, we literally have Fizz Allmendinger, and it's a signed one, yeah. But yep, so that one's gonna go into my my tote of seen in person. I can't wait to get that display put together. But yes, we will have I have a whole bunch of those different races I've been to, so I gotta wait. My next one that'll be coming in is the Kurt Busch Kansas win. That's the next one I'll be awaiting to see when it gets in. All right, so we'll get that one out of the way, and then we'll move on to our next 124. That's right, we're on to the 124s. Let's see, is he still in here? Where'd he go? Where's Clyde? I got 124s. If he's not in here, I'm gonna have to skip, because this is his car. Should be shipping out Monday as well, along with a Las Vegas win pin he's picked up. Let's see. Kurt Kansas one is going to be fire. 100%. Cannot wait for that one. There he is. All right. I got to show his off because he's been very, very patiently and / impatiently waiting. But this one is going to be the Subway Kevin Harvick car for 2022. This is the first of 3 cars he's got coming his way. He picked up this one, and this is the first one that's been released. Then there's a mobile one, Salutes, I think. I don't know. I have them ordered. I got to see what the names of them are, though. Impatiently, then patiently. Yes. Hey, I can't blame him. So the good thing is, too, I don't have to worry about keeping this paper on it because he wanted me to make a review video. So I'm going to review this car, but I'll pull it out of the box because I know he's been very, very excited to see this car. All right. DIN number is number 4. That's weird. No, I'm just kidding. It's not number 4. I don't want to get his hopes too high. I might send him into a frenzy. Salutes and triple action. That's right. This is DIN number 401. DIN 401. So, but there you can see it. Good Lord, look at the height of that spoiler. Holy cow, that is tall. Okay, so the lucky thing is they did shrink the black down to the correct height, but this clear part needs to go. They absolutely need to cut that down to just that little mark. I hope they fix that, but that is so tall. There you see the Subway car. We've got Busch Light back there, the ethanol ring. I honestly I'm pretty happy with these next gen cars as far as the roof flap detail and stuff. I'm not too disappointed there. I think the front nose looks okay. I'd like to see a little bit more detail probably, but as I said, for an ARC versus an Elite, there's not a huge gap between them, frankly. They are pretty darn close. So overall, a really sharp car. I really have liked the Harvick Subway cars. Once Subway jumped on board, they put some top-notch paint schemes on here. So I've kind of enjoyed those. So, but yes, there is your Subway car. That I will do the video on this weekend, and it will be shipping out on Monday. So you'll probably be seeing it hopefully by Wednesday. Everything I ship goes priority, so it should only take about 2 days. Come to think of it, I shipped something out to somebody on Wednesday, and it got there today. So it should be 2 days. But that'll be coming your direction on Monday, and now you have to patiently wait for 2 more days. Maybe I should put a sticker of authenticity that says this was the exact one that was in the stream. Can I do the new Arrival stream next week? I don't know if it'll be quite as big, but I can still do one. Just depends on timing. It's a busy season at work, so it may be a day late from when it comes in, but that'd be about it. All right, so let's see. The next one we're going to show is going to be... Actually, I need to put that whole thing back in its box because it's going to be too much trouble to work around because you can't stack these new ones. Ain't that nice? Yeah. I'll sign the base of it. I can sign the little diffuser on the bottom. That would be the place. All right, let's see here. Any race wins? Not for 2022. Those just came out this week. So I think the Austin Cindric one just came out this week, as well as maybe the Briscoe. I could be wrong, but those will be, when I say came out this week, they just came into Lionel today, and then I will be seeing them next week. So it'll be 1 week. But if anyone wants one, you got to pre-order them now because I'm going to put my full shipment together so I get the approval for Monday, and it'll start heading this way. Okay, here's one I didn't do a review on, but it did come out a little while ago because I had somebody order it, and they needed it shipped out really quickly, so I sent it as fast as I could, and then I had to get another one coming. So this one is going to be Bubba Wallace's 2021 Talladega win, his first career win. And this one I actually also have the I have the pin for. So there you can see that Talladega win. I haven't even shown this one off yet, so I still got a review video for it, but it finally came in, or I shouldn't say finally. This was a little later as far as trying to get it going, but we do have some marks on the back, so that's pretty cool. But honestly, I really like this paint scheme. This paint scheme looks a lot better than the other one. So we got this paint scheme mixed with, where did I put that pin? I put it in a jar. Here it is. I found the jar. This one. So there's the Yellowwood 500 for 2021. Put it with that car. Pretty cool combination. So that's the most recent one. I got to put back in my pin jar. So, but yes, I have that one there. And this will be a pretty good review to do here this weekend as well. All right, let's put the cards back up in the box because I'm about had them get squished trying to get it out. So need to slide the cards up in the top of the box so nothing gets squished. I do not like wrinkled cards for me or anyone else. And then I'll have that back on the website. There we go. McDonald's and comes with a Big Mac. No. McDonald's makes people fat, bruh. It makes people fat. How do I get the race pins? I have them on my site. So they're available on my website. I get them through the racetracks if they have leftovers. So I don't get them beforehand. Usually they have leftovers at the end of the weekend, and I try to pick a few of them up, so I have them available for later, like this. I did not get any of those. Those actually sold out, oddly enough. So I got one, but I wasn't able to get a hold of any others. So I did not get any extra pins for that. The Focus Factor car looks awesome. It does. I just didn't get any. All right, let's see. We're going to hold this one, and we're going to hold two of them. I got two to hold. These are going to be the last two we look at because I got some stuff to compare with them. So we're going to hold these two to the end. All right, now we're going to put it to a vote. We can look at the number 19 Darlington win or the number 5 Checkers or Wreckers. So number 5 Checkers or Wreckers. Oh my gosh, qualifying's on now? Well, I got a multitask. What is it on? How do I look? Let's see here. 5. Wow, okay. It's going to be the 5 car. You have all spoken. Your mind has been spoken. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to look at practice quick. Where are we going? Let's show. Gimme. Change the Wi-Fi network. Network is no longer valid. Basement Wi-Fi's. Wi-Fi's of the Wii's. All right, let's go here. Let's go already. What is going on? I can't see the board. All right, what's it on? I'm going to get the practice going here, and I'll put it on mute, but then I can still watch and give you guys updates. I am the all-in-one channel. There we go. All score. Oh, practice qualifying. Perfect. Full screen. No, shut up, Rick Allen. You're going to get me canceled. Thanks a lot, Rick Allen. All right, here we go. We'll pull that charger out. We're going to plug it into the other phone. All right, I have now got practice and qualifying up. So it looks like they're just chatting at the moment. All right, next car. Looks like everybody said the 5, so we're going to pull up. This is Kyle Larson's Checkers or Wreckers Darlington car. Now this one, I literally have an extra one. I didn't, like I said, I don't plan on stocking things anymore, but I knew this car was going to look so good. I had to stock one. And I'm telling you, this thing is stout. All right, let's slide it off. Put that there. Put that over there. All right, here we go. There you have. There's the side of it. It's just the HendrickCars.com car. Everything looks completely normal until you get over to the right side, and then pandemonium. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. You can see we have got absolute destruction to the right side of this car. It is scraped up to bits. You can see the tire is all sorts of wonky. It looks like we even have a flat spot there on the right front. Yep, we do. We got a right front flat spot. We got some tape over there. You can see all the wall scrapes from literally right front fender all the way to the back here. You can see that number's all crinkled up. This thing is raced. I mean, fully raced. And so it looks really, really good. Look at this right side. Look at that. Absolutely wrinkled up. Coolest thing is I also have the pin for this race. This is also the race Denny Hamlin won, so I have that one and then this one with it. But this is, oddly enough, this is the second time Kyle Larson has finished second and gotten his car made. The other one was the Chicagoland win not win, but the Chicagoland car, which I have that car because I was at that race. So I have his runner-up car from Chicago and then his runner-up car from Darlington, which I didn't go to the race, but I mean, let's be honest here. That is spectacular race damage. So this one is going to be added to that race damage top 10 list. Probably going to be in the top 5. It may not make the top 5. There's a lot of damaged cars, but it's going to be on there somewhere. This is a fantastic car. So, that car, as I said, I do have on the website. So there's, I think, 2 left if you're looking for one, but you got to jump quick. All right. So let me get the cards back into there. Be right back. Actually, how about everybody go over there? Make it so I have none left, and then I have to get more in. Make me get more in. Put me in that position. That's a fun position for me. I like getting to show these off. This is fun. All right. So that is that one there. Let's see. Looks like Lionel finally able to add confetti to rims and tires on race wins this year, which amazed me because I saw a few pics of the Cindric 500 win 124 and it features it. Oddly enough, they've done it in the past. I want to say there was a Casey Kane car that had confetti on the tires and rims. There's a few of them they've done it on before. I'm not sure why they haven't on multiple, but I have seen it done before. The question is really just comes down to how lazy did they get, and how essential was the confetti would be the 2 questions I would probably have. Because there's definitely some cars that there's confetti in the wheel, but it really doesn't help the race win. It doesn't look that much better. But then there's cars like Cindric's that are just caked. There it is. Perfect. Kyle Busch's 2017 Bristol car. That one, I knew there was one I was thinking of where there's that confetti all over the tire. That's the one because that car was absolutely caked in it. I can make you get more Denny Hamlin cars. Be my guest. Wouldn't bother me a bit. All right. So next one we're going to look at, I mentioned it earlier. This is going to be Martin Truex Jr.'s 2021. I can't even speak. It's not Bristol. No, it's not. This is his Richmond win. And this one has an interesting look to it because, oh, good, the cards didn't get all wrinkled. I'm going to slide them up there and make them stay. Perfect. All right, the cards are where they need to be. Those are where they should be here. And it looks like practice is just rolling. Is that practice or is that qualifying? No, that's practice. Let's go. All right. So this car reminds me of the car he won the Coke 600 in a couple years ago because the paint scheme is identical. But this one has bright yellow playoff banner, bright yellow spoiler, and you can see confetti all over literally the windshield. It's not on hardly anything else throughout the rest of the car. It's just the windshield. Look at that. Couple pieces, little pile of it here, and then windshield is absolutely caked. And then a little bit here on the rear window and the deck lid. There's a little trickled around, but literally the windshield is just the one thing. So it's a pretty clean car. I actually really like the paint scheme. This is the car that ran on 9/11, as well as the Xfinity race earlier that day. And so it's definitely like a solid paint scheme. I don't know if I would say this one is my favorite. I want to say his Martinsville might be my favorite win from 2021. This is his last win currently. So if he doesn't win next year, this might be his final career win. As weird as it sounds, considering how fast he was all year. Oh, look at that. Confetti all over the grill opening too. Like literally just the opening. That's so weird. So yeah, you can see a couple little things with confetti, but honestly, good paint scheme. I like it. I definitely think the Coke 600 car was better, but that's also because that car literally had a giant wall scrape to it, so that's got to help. With next year's increase, the only elites I will be getting will either be Chase Elliott wins, final ride / wins, and race wins from races I see in person. Do you agree with my plan? As long as you can keep up with the plan, you do whatever plan you want. That being said, I think mine are going to be pretty similar to yours. It's going to be Elliott wins. It's going to be wins I see in person. One of those wins will be the Daytona 500. So I'm pretty excited for that. But, overall, I don't foresee the same rate of elites coming in as I've had in the past. I just can't. That's just too much. So elites are going to be special occasion only. But here you can see that got all wrinkled up. So again, I don't need that. I always have extras. So we'll get that put back together just right. I don't think I have a Richmond pin. I have to look, but I don't think there was a pin for that one. All right, so we'll set that one off to the side. All right, practice has begun. Ty Gibbs is fastest on the board with a 30.5. Austin Hill, 0.3 off. Ty Gibbs is 0.3 faster than the entire rest of the session. The entire rest of the session, he is 0.3 faster. Then it goes Hill, Herbst, Burton, Creed, Clements, and I want to see where Deegan's at. She's in this group, but I can't quite see where she's at. Jones just clocked in at a 30.9, still 0.4 of a second off of Ty Gibbs. So, let's see. Bain, there we go. He ran a 30.5. So Bain's got good speed. A lot of Toyotas in this one. Oh, there's Gragson. So I guess Gragson's in this group with him too. He ran a 30.7. And the question will be, this tires do wear out a lot on here, so that one we'll see. I don't have that one. I do have this one, so I can appease you a little bit with a 164 for Ty Dillon. So that one is here. I don't have a 124. Now here's the thing: I will have a 124 next year because it'll be Noah's car. But unless someone ends up wanting a Ty Gibbs, or I said Ty Gibbs again. If somebody ends up wanting a Ty Dillon car, then I'll pick one up. But otherwise, this one will be kind of the extent of it. So I do have one. There's at least something to look at. There will be a review for that car, but not in the 124 scale, unfortunately. Let's see here. Looking down the list, top 20. Are they all on track, or is that just 20? Because Deegan's running 11th on the speed chart. So a little slow for the 07 standards because it's a full Stewart-Haas car, but still not terrible. Like 11th is not a bad run there. So let's see. One of my friends has Elliott's 2018 Watkins Glenwin Elite. He got it autographed at Bristol last year. He super glued the antennas so he doesn't lose them. Bruh. Why? Oh, you can always get more antennas, but super glue doesn't come off. Oh, goodness. Oh, glad you're back, Clyde. We were just showing off as many Harvick 124s as you could possibly imagine. Like all the Harvick 124s. All right. So the next car I'm going to show off here quick. Did this come from the NASCAR store or other places? This came from rasdiecast.com. That's my personal site. So technically it does come from Lionel, but I got my own website so that I can offer these and show them off and do all that stuff without having to keep them, because I don't really want to keep that many of them. But yeah, so I show them off. I inspect all of them to make sure that there's no big damage. I saw a lot of people were getting in Chase Elliott Hooters cars today, and a lot of them had a hood issue. So there were issues where the screw that keeps the hinge and the hood stuck together fell out. I don't know how that happened, but the hood hinge essentially fell out and the hood was all crooked. And I saw multiple people that had this issue, and including the person who designed the Hooters car. That's Lefty Designs. If you've ever seen him on Twitter or Instagram, designs a lot of fun cars and things like that. And so I'm not quite sure how that issue happened, but that's exactly the type of stuff that I would catch because I inspect them. I usually can catch all of them. Do I buy all the cars with my own money? Well, yeah, technically, because it's my own business. So I buy them all and then sell as many as I can. I still have a lot sitting here, which means I need to do more of the selling and less of the buying. But yeah, it's all my own. I don't have a business loan or anything like that. I operate within the means. But that being said, I can't bring in a bunch of extra cars that people aren't likely going to want because I then get stuck with them. All right, so the next one here, this is actually a pretty cool car. This is Kyle Larson's Charlotte Roval win. I showed this off a couple days ago, I want to say, in the ARC forum. This is the Elite one. So there's the Elite car. Where did I put the pin for that? There it is. So I have the pin for a few of these that I like to show off here. There it is. There's my pin. All right, there we go. Thinking of getting Kurt's Moneyline car for 124 for Christmas. Should I buy this? No, personally, I don't think so. I think the best Kurt car is gonna be his Kansas win. To be completely honest, I think the paint scheme's good. I think it's probably gonna be realistically his final career win, and I think that one would be a better car personally. Now, you can go get whatever car you want. It's completely up to you. That's just my personal view. I think the Kansas is going to be a better buy. And it will be out by Christmas, by the way. That Kansas win is supposed to be out early to mid-December. So the Kansas win should be in by Christmas. All right, so here we go. There's the pin, the Bank of America Roval 400, October 10th, 2021. So there's that nice event pin that I was talking about. So I do have those. I have plenty of I shouldn't say plenty. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of those pins on the website. So if you were at that race or got this race car and wanted to get the pin with it, I do have those. So you can get that pin on the website for that Kyle Larson Roval win. But the pink window net, I think that's pretty cool. The paint on the window net is very weird because that window net is literally solid as a rock because it was dipped in paint. Like, look at this. I'll show it again real quick. So this was dipped in paint to make it pink. It is solid as a rock. It is literally like plastic. It's not. It's the cloth, but it's just so coated in paint that it can't move. So, looks good, but like I said, it's solid. So, I thought that was pretty funny. All right. Yeah, I'll do that review later. So, I got a review on that one yet because I didn't review the ARC. I was going to wait till the Elite came in to do the review. But I do have an Elite and an ARC on the website, I believe. So, those are going to be available there. Okay, so let me put this one back in its box and move on to our next car in the list. All right. All right, so right now, by the way, first laps are about the only thing that are fast. So on the first lap, everybody ran, it looks like Gibbs, Bain, Nemechek, Herbst, Gragson, Allmendinger, Mayer, Hill, Jones, Castle is your top 10. The question really is going to come down to who's got the best 10-lap average, because that's going to show how does the car fall off? How well does it handle over the course of a run? Because that's where we're going to see who's going to be fast on Saturday, because single lap speed is great. Whoever you see at the top of the charts here probably going to be pretty competitive in qualifying, but when it comes to race time, it's going to come down to who's going to be able to hold that pace for a longer time, because Las Vegas does wear the tires. So that's where we're sitting at right now. Yeah, Kansas win Elite. Definitely get Kansas. Had that happen before on 2020 Darlington throwback for Jimmy Johnson. Super glued it shut. Don't make me cringe like that. They made a ton of his Kansas wins and still think it'll dry up quickly. Great sponsor scheme. Oh, for sure. The Jordan brand is so popular. Even though they made a bunch of them, I would not discount the fact that it disappears quickly. The Jordan brand is so big that car is probably going to end up in a lot of non-diecast households, if you know what I mean. People that just love the Jordan brand, and so boom, they're picking that up. That's neat. That's a really cool, that's a really cool car for that reason. So, and then I think Bubba's root car for Kansas in the fall is going to be cool too. I can't wait for that. I'm excited for that one. Okay, the ETA shipping date 12/31 to 12/5. Yeah, it moved up, so I'm not going to complain, but yeah, so that one, like I said, should be in by Christmas for you. Okay, now, next car on the list. Ooh, you guys are going to love this. Yep, perfect. This car happens to be a Xfinity car for a guy that I was just talking about a couple minutes ago, which was Noah Gragson. This is his 2021 Martinsville win. This is the win that got him into the Final Four. And was able to, he didn't do a ton in the Final Four. He didn't really show good speed last year at Phoenix. It really was a case of just basically, it was pretty much a race between Hemrick and Cindric. The other guys, Allmendinger and Noah, were just, they didn't have the pace they needed at Phoenix last year. I do think this year they're going to have better pace. But let's go ahead and take a look at this car. I'll talk about a couple things. This car has the nice, there we go. I had to slide that out of the way. All right, here we go. This is the Martinsville car. So you can see the bright red splitter, bright red windshield banner, and the bright red spoiler on this car. I actually kind of like it. I think it brightens up the car a little bit. It'll look even better this year with purple, maybe. You can see he burned the rear tires off it. So there's rubber marks all over. You can see a couple wheel marks there on the door. You can see that both right behind the 9 and then again right at the rear. Also, you'll notice there is no rear tires on this car, which is cool. I don't know. I'll talk about that in a minute. But you can see the nose pretty clean. The rear is where all the damage is because he burned the rear tires off. But like I said, the right rear is the biggest one. Left rear isn't quite as bad. But overall, it's a really good race win. But I need tires. Like, give me a shredded tire as an option, because this car doesn't sit right when you try to put it on your shelf. Neither does his Richmond, which is also missing tires. And like, he's good at blowing the tires off during burnouts. And if Lionel doesn't add tires to these cars, it's going to drive me nuts. Because I kind of need a tire so it doesn't sit weird. Like, give me a shredded one or something, and I'll work with it. But they don't give us any tires. They did for the Denny car. You know, I showed you guys the replacement video not that long ago. Here's the old tire right there. And you can see you could literally just flip a tire on backwards and it would just be completely black. And then the car sits right. But instead it's going to sit like all weird because look at that. There's no tire. So the car actually has really cool detail. Like I said, the race detail to it, pretty darn cool. I really like this car. But big time disappointment that we don't get tires, or at least some form of a shredded tire to help keep these cars upright. I wouldn't mind if Lionel was selling shredded tires on their website. Like, I would go buy like 20 shredded tires and just start putting them on all the cars that didn't get tires. Starting with Kyle Busch's 2017 Nationwide win or Xfinity win. And then just moving through and all the different cars that didn't get shredded tires that need them. Because I don't like a car that doesn't sit with a shredded tire. It doesn't sit upright. And I don't like that. Is it just me, or does Lionel need to fix the molds on the Xfinity Camaros and Supras? They definitely could make some adjustments to them for sure. The thing was, they made the nose a lot taller on them because they sat so high off the ground, which I did like at first. I really did like that adjustment, but now it's time to just make the nose shorter altogether. Like, shrink the nose down a little bit because that's what needs to happen instead of just leaving it where it's at. All right, so the last car out of this box before we get into the specialty part is going to be Kyle Larson's Texas win. Now this win is the last Kyle Larson car. The only car now left for the 2021 race wins is Alex Bowman's Martinsville, which I saw somebody asking in the chat. Yes, I will have it coming in next week. So the Martinsville one is one on that list that's coming in next week. You will see that one. But it's just not here yet. So there's the Texas win. And you can see we do have a little burnout mark here on the rear. So a little bit there. We got Texas-shaped confetti on the windshield and hood. You can see here as we go back around to the right side. Pretty darn clean. It's Texas. It's boring. They don't get near each other. You know how it is. So, yeah, you can see all that different stuff there. You can see we got some rubber marks here on that right rear corner panel, but pretty darn clean. Kept it pretty darn out of the way, honestly. Just look at that. I mean, a little bit of rubber buildup, a little bit of confetti, but it's pretty basic. I'm not going to lie. This is a pretty boring race win. So unless you were at Texas or you like Texas or you're a Larson fan, like there's better cars. Like his Bristol car or his Phoenix car. You know, there's a bunch of better ones. So I do have the pin for that one. That'll be a cool one when I get to review it. But like I said, because he won 10 races last year, and then he also had that Checkers or Wreckers car, it's hard to say the Texas win is a good go-to when you have that many options. So yeah, that's definitely a part of it where you're like, yeah, there's options out there, you know. All right, let me get a drink of water, and we'll move on to the last part of these here. All right. If I pre-order Briscoe's Phoenix win from you next Friday, will it be too late? I don't think so, because Lionel, as far as I know, the Phoenix win didn't come in this week. I think that one comes in next week. So you should be just fine. The other thing you can always do is send me an email, because I can always try to get them later, but usually I have to have them before they come out, or I have trouble getting a hold of them. So, yeah, if you're looking at a Phoenix win, just let me know. I'll make sure I got one ready. So, off topic, Phoenix does not feel like a championship track like Homestead did. That's because it hasn't had a lot of time as a championship track. And also, Homestead only had one date. So every time you went to Homestead, it was for a championship. Where Phoenix, you go there in the spring for nothing, and then you go to there for in the fall for a championship race. So, frankly, I've always said it. I hate the playoffs. You shouldn't have a championship race, because just because a driver's not good at one track should not keep them from winning an entire championship. I think that's a ridiculous idea, that someone could be so good all around the rest of the circuit, but then he's not good at one racetrack, so therefore he should have no chance at a championship. Like, please. But yeah, I do think Phoenix, because we go there twice, does have a different feel, because Homestead, we literally only went there for championship weekend. So every time we went to Phoenix, a champion was crowned. Phoenix, it's every other. And so it doesn't have the longevity either, on top of the multiple dates. All right, let's see here. Lionel should start selling replacement pieces. Hey, I'd be on board with that. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta grab. No, where did I put it? I did put it on the shelf. I gotta slide to the shelf right behind me for a couple seconds because I need to show off my repair job yesterday. Okay. So yesterday I did a repair job on a 2010. 2010 Jimmy Johnson Las Vegas win, ARC. And the problem with this car was that the middle, like dead center-ish splitter peg, or whatever you call it, splitter bracket, was broken. Which bracket was that? Dead center, right there. That one right there in the middle was broken. And I had to take it all apart, and I had to I had to literally take it all apart, get a new peg, get it put in place, and then kind of slide it in. And I actually put a little dab of super glue. I'll show you right there in that hole to hold it in place. You can see I actually had to almost, like, you see that little hole is a little white. I essentially had to not drill, it was a pen, but I had to use a pen to kind of widen the hole so the peg would come out, because the peg is almost like bigger on one side. So once I got the peg to come out, then I could put the new one in, and I had to put a little dab of glue to hold it. But as you can see, it looks pretty good. Like that repair, like if I could get an extra splitter peg, I could fix a lot of these. But it is difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Splitter fixes with those pegs, not easy. Neither are COT wings. Those are both pretty tough. But I figure we're at Vegas, so it's a perfect time to show this car off because it's kind of an underwhelming car. Like, they never made it an elite. It's not like a super valuable car, but pretty cool. Like, I love the cobalt scheme with the Car Tomorrow look on it. Bright neon yellow splitter. Like, this is a cool car. I always thought this car was just pretty top notch, and so good race damage. But yeah, anyway, got that fixed yesterday. I fixed it with that peg. So if you're ever looking to get something fixed, let me know. I've done a lot of repairs, and I can probably help you pick some of those up. LOL, this car, and then he says he loves it. So nice typo. It's kind of funny how it works both ways. But yeah, so that's the 2010 Las Vegas win that I got fixed up. Let's see, 2012 COT looked cool. I don't know if it looked cool. It raced great. Made great race versions, but I don't know if I would say it looked cool. I think that was probably one of the more meh cars, but the racing was top notch. NASCAR needs to bring back Homestead as the finale. While Phoenix is a good track, Homestead is just better, mostly because of the fact that the home style is multi-groove racing. Homestead's usually up against the wall, and here's what I will say we need to be concerned about. With these cars and the way Dirty Air works, Homestead could be a total snoozer, but by that same logic, we could have a total and utter snoozer for Phoenix too. So I'm concerned. I mean, it could literally be a championship. Chase Briscoe wins by staying out on one cycle of pit stops, and then the race just goes goofy. I mean, have we even considered the fact that a race could rain out in the championship? Like, what happens when a championship race rains out? What in the world are we going to do? We're going to crown a championship on a rain out? Like, no way. I mean, it could happen, though. The fact that these things can happen is something we should be incredibly concerned about. What's the status on practice? Just got over. So, just got over. They'll have a little break before qualifying. Gibbs, Bain, and Hunter Nemechek, I believe, are the fast three. But, again, that was single lap speed, not average. Okay. I think I'm going to do sprint cars next, because the last thing I want to show you is a nice side-by-side comparison. I'm going to do a video about what I'm about to show you anyway, but I like to do it anyway, so get over it. For those of you wondering about 1/18 sprint cars, I have 2 extra Elliots. That's the only car I'm stocking is the Elliott sprint car. No other sprint cars are being. Do you think when I find a chassis for my Elliott Phoenix win, I can send it to you, chassis swap? I still don't have much experience with playing with diecast. Well, here's the thing, man. Go play with them. Like, you're not going to learn until you play with them and break a few of them. So find your least favorite ones and go play, because that's how you're going to learn, and it'll get you better at fixing them, and it'll get you more comfortable fixing them too. It'll make you feel a lot more comfortable about taking them apart, because you'll know, oh, that's how this fits together, and it'll all kind of make more sense. Oh, goodness, this is going to be an interesting car. So the first one I'm pulling out, this is a sprint car, by the way, for those of you guys that can't see it because I'm working on it. There we go, World of Outlaw. For those of you guys in Florida, you guys have some good sprint car action in the spring. I'd love to get down there for some of that. But I also like to snowmobile, so I have to pick and choose, and I choose snowmobiling because I get nationals in August. So why in the world would I choose? Why in the world would I choose that? Unpopular take. I think Alex Bowman's Las Vegas scheme is overrated. Well, technically, it's Noah Gragson's now. Okay, and it's okay. I don't think it's a top-notch scheme or anything, but it's okay. I don't think it's a bad scheme. You know, overrated would be depending on what people say about it. Because if everyone says it's the greatest thing ever, then yeah, it's overrated. But if people are just like, oh, look, a paint scheme, and you're saying it's overrated because you don't like it, well, I wouldn't say that. Crap. Gotcha. No, it's the wrong screwdriver. No, I have to go find the other screwdriver. Get off my plane. There we go. Okay, got to grab the screwdriver so I can get the sprint car out of here. Whenever I order a Gen 6 Elite from you, would you be able to lower the suspension for me? Get it to look like it would off track? I can. I may not. It may be a little extra because that's a lot of tearing down. It's time consuming. It would take me about an hour, so it would I would probably add a little cost to it just so that way, you know, if I'm going to use my time towards it. I don't mind doing it. I definitely don't mind, but I do maybe I'll do it for a video first. I'll do the first one as a video, but then if you want to get more, you know, as time goes on, then there might be some extra on it. So, yeah, I don't mind doing it. I just, if I had to do it for like 10 cars, that would be 10 hours, and I can't do all of them for free. So I have to kind of set my mark somewhere, you know. Where is my knife? I am struggling. I am Struggle Bus. For those of you who don't know what that's from, it's a little mockery at South Park. Funny Bot. I am Funny Bot. I don't have a knife in here. Interesting. I will have to poke a hole with a screwdriver. We'll make it work. South Park is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. By the way, if you ever find yourself being offended by South Park, ask yourself one question. Can you take a joke? Because South Park is probably one of the best comedies about being offensive, but not too offensive. They make jokes at you, and if you can't laugh at yourself, that's your own problem. And that's a perfect show for that. Because, like I said, it's usually an incredibly funny show and incredibly fair. All right, let's see here. Poke. Come on now, open that up. All right. Still not open. There we go. Boy, that was trouble. These little pieces of tape were really wanting to stick together. Like really wanting to. All right, here we go. Listening to you working on drug cards for nursing school. Well, I'm glad I could be at least entertaining on the listening side. Okay, I finally got the Lucas Wolf car out. That was a battle. I won the battle. We'll see if we win the war when I got to put it back. All right, so here's this. This is the Lucas Wolf sprint car. They did, like I said, make an update to the front wing. I'll talk about that here in just a second, but we'll go ahead and put this together because I got to take photos of it anyway. Goodness, these are tight. I don't know if I can get that out without causing some havoc. That's a tight plastic piece. Got that little piece of foam out. I may just have to slice that one. It does not want to open up. Like I said, I may have not won the battle. I might be wrong. I thought I was going to win the battle, but now I'm fighting again. I won the battle! I won the battle! All right, let's put that hood on. So here's your engine cover. You slide that on right like that. You get your front wing here. You just kind of slide them into their different little peg holes there. Let's see here. Slide it right. There's the front peg hole. There's the second peg hole. Go to the other side. And these things are much looser now than they ever have been before. They used to like be kind of tough to latch in. Now it's not. There we go. So you see a lot of wiggle room, but that slack allows them to not break. So that's got to count for something. I may not have won the damn war. We'll find out. We're going to find out when I got to put this thing back. All right, there we go. And there's the halo. So there you go. I got Lucas Wolf's car. There is the blue, sorry, what is it called? Blue ribbon. There we go. It's Pabst? What is it called? Pabst. There. Why am I having trouble saying that? Pabst. But this is Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. This is a well-known sprint car here. You see the Pabst Blue Ribbon car. I have the one from last year, I think. No, I don't. I had it earlier. I do have a 1/64th of last year, but there you can see the Pabst Blue Ribbon can. You can see it on this side as well. This is a pretty iconic car because I've seen it a number of times in a number of different paint schemes. So they're kind of famous with the 5 car, but honestly, a pretty solid looking paint scheme on it. I'm not too disappointed. And then you can see 24 16-ounce cans. So it literally looks like the box, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is their sprint car driver, Lucas Wolf. This is the 1/18th scale. Like I said, I have the 1/64 as well up on the peg hooks there. But yeah, this is definitely... this is the first time I've gotten this one. I have one on the website. I like to have one available for anyone just because these pre-orders are a little tougher. Like Larson's, those ones dried up quick. So I do have one available on the website. That is this one. I'll get photos taken, and then this one will go on the website. But definitely a pretty darn solid sprint car. Not going to lie, though, my favorite is still always going to be Casey Kane. What's the last thing? The last thing is a pair of 124s. I'm going to do a compare and contrast video. Slide. All right, there we go. I had to set that sprint car down. One more sprint car, and then we'll get to the last two. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and put that back before I do this one. We'll do this one, and then I'm going to do photos and all that junk. I'm not even going to try to put them back in the middle. So this one is going to be Logan Schuchart's 2022 Dryden Duramax sprint car. Now, I've done a video on Logan Schuchart's car before. Not this version, because he did one in 2019. It was the red Dryden car. This one is the red/blue Dryden car. I got to peel some tape off of here. This stuff is so annoying. There we go. There we go. And gone. Get that tape out of my face. Okay. When's the next midnight COD stream? I don't know. It could be tonight. Although I'm doing some working tomorrow, so I'll be back for the stream maybe tomorrow night, because tomorrow I'm going to go to work in the morning, and then I will be back for the race. And then Sunday, and then I might stay up late because I don't have to do anything Sunday until the race starts at around 1:30. I will also be watching the Vikings and Jets alongside, so I'll have plenty of stuff going on there. I'll be plenty occupied. And then, yeah, I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. Poke, 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 poke. Gotta poke a hole in the tape. I gotta poke a lot of holes. This stuff is not one to separate. All right, there we go. Now I gotta get that screwdriver back. So I'm still working on it. I had enough trouble on that last COD stream. I was trying to play Black Ops 4, but man, that game is awful. That is just an awful, awful game. I'll try again at some point, but for now, just consider it a total loss. All right, so here we go. There we go. We got Logan Schuchart out now. And there's the car. Ooh, let's see what the DIN number is. 342. Whatever. It's not a DIN because they don't use the same classification, but it's the Diecast ID number, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. You can see it's got Duramax on there. We'll get the engine cover on, and you'll be able to see it in full. There we go. That's not quite right. That's not sliding on right. Perfect. Nice and tight there. There, now it's nice and even. That looks pretty even, I would say. Qualifying update. Qualifying is just now getting started. Nobody has run yet. Looks like first on the track is supposed to be Kyle Sieg. So no starting yet. Probably going to be a Grail. Glad I got the Elite pre-order when I did. Definitely good move to get the Elite on that one. I actually have somebody out of country who's getting that one. They were at the Kansas race, and so they got the pin. and they're going to get the other one mailed to them. So I got to find out. That one will be tricky because I got to ship that one literally overseas. And I've never done that before. But he was working in Kansas at the time, so I thought that was kind of cool. A guy that literally wasn't even from the country, and he was living part-time in the apartments across the track from Kansas, and ended up going to a race and enjoyed it and decided to get the car based on a diecast video he saw. So just kind of a cool story for that one, because you know it's cool to get to share stories with people, especially when they come from literally other parts of the entire world. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So then he got to see Bubba win in the fall, and then I think now he's probably back home because I think he said he was leaving middle of October. How many pre-orders did I get for that one? That's the most pre-ordered car I've ever had. Probably helps because I was constantly teasing it. But I think I have eight different pre-orders for that one. There we go. All right, got the wing on. There is Logan Schuchart's car. So there you can see the Dryden 1S. I actually could go get his other car if we want. I think I'll do that. I bet I got. Yes, you are one of them. There's actually a lot of you guys that are one of them. So those are going to be. I got at least 9 or 10 of those on the way. All right, so these are the 2 Logan Schuchart cars that have been released so far from Acme. The one on the right is going to be his newest car. The one on the left is his older car. Base reveal at 5,000, and I'm going to try and do a collection video then too. There you see. So we got the 1S on each side. There you can see. Yes, I also have an Elliott Dover. And you have one other car, but I got to remember which one it is. But there you can see it. There's the 1S from 2019. This is the one from 2022. Got a little bit of blue on there. He also ran really well at the Knoxville Nationals. So we've got that one. Cindric. Yeah, Cindric. Elliott Dover, and you have one other one. I think, it's the Kansas. Yeah, it's the Kansas one. So yeah, Elliott Dover, Kansas, and Cindric. There you go. But yeah, so there you can see it. We got that 1S Dryden on each of them, but then this one has Duramax. That one has just regular, still has the Dryden. So personally, I still think I like this one better, if I was honest. I really like this one here. It'd be hard for me not to say that I really like the 2019 version. I thought it was a really good sprint car then. Still a pretty good sprint car now. All right, so that's the last of the sprint cars. Like I said, I have a couple of Elliott's, but I've done reviews on that. So if you're interested in the Elliott number 21 A-Shock, by the way, absolutely gorgeous sprint car. So definitely recommend, as you can hear me walking away. All right, setting these sprint cars back on the shelf, and I'll be right back in there. Bingo. Okay. Like I said, if you are interested in the Elliott sprint car, I highly recommend that one. If you're debating, because I thought that thing was absolutely gorgeous. I already have one sold that literally came in this afternoon because they're so darn cool. But yes, that one, there are 2 left. And, that car is so sharp. It's matte black all the way around. Just a full matte black sprint car. Looks great. Okay. I need more water. And then we're going to do this last one. Okay, qualifying has started. Current fastest is Garrett Smithley. Ooh, Kyle Weatherman did not put a good lap in. Put in a 31 flat. Well, actually, it might have been a better lap than I thought. Smithley might just have a better car. Because Smithley's lap is also pretty quick. Matt Mills just clocked in, 4th quickest. Couple of non-starters with David Starr and Kyle Sieg. So, yeah, there's a good chance, actually, that maybe Weatherman's lap is better than I thought, and Smithley just had a better lap. Okay, anyway. 8th grade was 8 years ago for me. Oh, it was a long time ago for me. Long time ago. Road America is your home track. Oh, cool. You're probably in Wisconsin or Illinois then, because I'm in Iowa, so I kind of know what your situation is, living in a very similar climate and similar racing climate in terms of a lack of freaking racetracks to go to. But the Milwaukee Mile will be back. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing for you. For me, it's kind of a meh, but it's back. It's got to count for something. All right. Is the Brass Pro one not 95 anymore? 95? Who is 95? Who ran the Bass Pro 95? I can't think of who ran a Bass Pro Car in 95. Okay, so here's the first car. It is Chase Elliott's 2022 Napa Chevy car. This is going to be the first next-gen car for Chase Elliott. I haven't actually gotten any of these in yet. And the next car we're going to take a look at, you can hear all the boxes and crap falling all over the place. Can't keep my crap straight. All right, almost getting on it. Come on. There we go. There we go. I'm still working on it. All right, there we go. So there we go. And there's the other one. Can't stack them, can you? There's the two cars. You can see one ARC, one Elite, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of both of them. I'm going to literally take both of them and show every little detail I can between the two, because I want to make sure you guys can take a good judgment between, do I want an ARC or do I want an Elite? Because right now, it's kind of hard to tell which one, because the prices are a little wonky. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get both of them off their bases, and we're going to put them side by side, and I'm going to make you pick which one you think the Elite is. And then if you're right, I'm not going to do anything because, you know, you're right. Good job. But if you're wrong, I'm also not going to do anything because same thing. All right, so let me slide these. Wow, see, this is what happens. I get buried. I am out of space. I found the secret to stacking boxes. You have to center it, and then if you stack more than 3 tall, they all fall over. They all fall down. Went to the Roval and got 6 2022 124s. Could not find the Elliott Napa Elite. I believe those are going to be kind of hard to find, honestly, because a lot of people are going to have to make Pocono customs, including myself, and so there's going to be a little of that goes on. And then there's also just going to be, you know, general new car, you know, people getting new cars, so that's going to come into play as well. All right, so the boxes are the same boxes. Nothing changes there. I'm not even going to try and compare them because they literally both have the same awful box style. All right, so there's one. Let's get the other one out. Also, under commercial for qualifying right now. That Elite is not getting put on the site. That Elite is sticking here with me because I got one Elite for each of Chase Elliott's seasons, all the way back to 2015 when he ran the 25 car. And after that, I have one Elite for each season, and this is going to add to that and be his 2022 Elite. So, sorry, you'll have to find one elsewhere. Actually, I can try to find one if you're looking for one. I'll take a look and see what I can find for you. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I got these 2 boxes out of the way. I need to slide. We got some sprint car wrappers, some nose cones for the boxes. All right, let's slide these back so we got plenty of room for everybody. And then I still got my qualifying on my phone here, so that's got to sit right there. How much battery do I got? Plenty of battery. We're in good shape. Good. All right, so there's one, there's the other. From this angle, I honestly don't know if you can even tell which one's which. I don't know that it makes a huge difference. Now, I'll show you right here quick. Yeah, I don't see any difference, actually. It used to be, this bar right in the windshield used to be black in the ARC or in the Elite, and it would be white in the ARC. However, that seems to have changed because even the Elite has a white bar. So I actually cannot see a difference physically from the outside to which one is Elite and which one is ARC. Now, obviously, the first thing you can always look at, let's go to this back here, you can look at the hood hinges. Oops, there we go. So there you can see the 2 different spots. You can obviously see here on this one here, there's a hood hinge right there, no hood hinge there. That one's a pretty dead giveaway. Hinge, no hinge. That's a pretty quick one, you can tell. The other thing is you can look on the roof, and if you see the hole, there's 2 holes in the roof on that one. No holes in the roof on this one. So that's another easy way to tell. But like I said, outside of those small differences, like, what tells you the one's an Elite? Like, it used to be a much bigger gap between the 2. That gap has really shrunk. So that is definitely going to be a change. That's surprising to me. I'm a little shocked. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take these apart, and we'll take a look at the chassis detail between the 2. Because, yeah, on the outside, there's really no other differences. So not much else to see on there. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to flip this over and do some work. We're going to do some work. That's not the right screwdriver. I need this one. There we go. All right, so first things first, I'm pulling out, there's 4 screws that hold on that bottom diffuser cover on the Elite. So I'm going to take all 4 of those out. Do that in my lap because I don't want to put it up on the counter there. If I don't put it on the site, you'll be very unhappy. Well, let me see if I'll put one on the site if I can find one quick. Let me see if I can find one and get a hold of one. If I can, I'll put it right on the site for you and you'll be all good and golden. If not, oh boy, this is going to be a rare car and we better get chugging because it might be a hard one to find. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's the first thing. Pulled that right off. Now I need to find a cloth that I can show you guys. Or something like that. There we go. All right, so here you can see this is the interior detail. You see a moving suspension. You can see some engine detail there. You can see kind of just the different parts and pieces that are underneath this car on the Elite. So I took this cover off. That cover is designed to come off, 4 screws, and it comes right off. No problem. Nothing latches that on. It's designed to come off so you can show your detail. Now on the ARC, that cover doesn't come off. It's just like, that's it. There's nothing there. So I'm going to take the ARC fully apart, and we're going to also, it's going to take that cover as well, but we're going to take the rest of it with. Is that my screwdriver? I think it is. Bingo. What a wonderful screwdriver this has been. Already used it multiple times tonight, and it's doing its job like perfection. All right. By the way, I've got a lot of plans for these Napa cars. Well, besides this one. This is the Elite. That's going on with my regular Napa cars. But this other one, going to get multiple boosts, upgrades. I got a lot of fun plans for that one. I haven't had Mountain Dew in a while. I've been trying to cut back on the Mountain Dew. All right, Haley Deegan is on track currently, by the way. Raja Karuth is currently fastest at 30.4. Deegan, pretty good pace as they head down the back. She heads down the backstretch, about half a tenth off. Into 3 and 4. Looks like good pace. A little slower as she goes out of turn 4. Looks like she'll cross the line second quickest to Nick Sanchez. Sorry, not Sanchez, Caruth. Sanchez is third. So Caruth, Deegan, Sanchez. Boy, that'd be honestly a fun race to watch, those 3. All right. Oh, the screw just fell off. All right. Wait, did I get them all? Oh, no. Yep, I did. Oh, did I just hear that screw fall? I hope not. I did. I dropped it. I dropped the screw. Oh, no. What am I going to do? I found it. Get it. Give me that. Okay. So there's the shell of the ARC. And I'm going to pull and set these screws off somewhere else. I'm going to flip it quick. All right, there's one screw came out. The other ones are all stuck. Okay, whatever. They sit. I ain't going to complain. All right, so now this is the ARC chassis right there. And there's the body. The bodies are actually completely identical, by the way. The only difference is literally the roof holes, like for the antennas. That roof hole is the only difference in these cars. The only one. So if anyone ever tries these are better or that there's some difference, they're not. They're literally the exact same. All right, let's see here. Slide, get rid of that out. Get the next one going. Taking more screws out, doing some dissection. We're gonna do a full breakdown. Like by the end of this video, you guys will be diecast experts. You will be able to tell exactly what car is which. You'll be able to practically pull them apart and rebuild them from the ground up. You'll essentially be like ground level mechanics for these things. That's the education I offer. I'm essentially a university. I might be more valuable than a university because my skills are free. I mean, how about that? How about them apples? I offer free courses online. All right, you can hear it when I get to those screws and they start clicking. That means they're out. John Nemechek is now fastest at a 30.1. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's fast. Should I spend 105 for the Napa Elite or 200 for a custom Pocono? I don't know, honestly, because $100 for customization is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Like, I've seen worse in terms of like, and it looks like the detail on those customs is pretty decent. I haven't seen a lot of complaints. So I don't know. I've seen those out there. There's definitely some value in that somebody knows what they're doing. Probably, honestly doing a pretty good job if people are getting them. All right, there are the screws that came out. Set them over there. Which one is not out yet? I'm missing a screw yet. Oh, no, they all did come out. Why is it not coming out? All right, so right now I'm currently battling to try to make sure this thing will come out of the shell, because right now it hasn't. What is holding? I'm trying to see what's holding this in. Nope, that's good. So I've currently got it like loose. All the screws are out, but it's just not coming out of the car right. So what are we waiting for? What is holding on to this? Come on, Elite, let go. We got to show people stuff. We got stuff to show people. Come in. Let's show people stuff. Yeah, that should come out. I don't know what's going on. It's quite tight. It's not that. So what is holding these so tight? Because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. This Chase chassis is not letting go. Come on. There we go. All right, popped out now. I don't know what it was being so picky about. It looks like it was just getting caught. All right, so here we go. We'll set these two chassis right there. And here's where we can finally see some difference. So I got to slide my phone out of the way. I am literally out of space. Okay, so here are the differences. I'm going to slide these out of the way. And then you can see the chassis side by side. So there's the two chassis. You can see basically the biggest difference is going to come on the engine department on the front side of it. So there you see the two. There's the engine on one. There's the engine on the other. That's literally just a plastic block. This one, going to have a little bit more to the engine back here. You can see we got some tailpipes. You can see underneath we got a transmission. We got a drive shaft in there. Here, nothing. It is literally plastic. Oh, look, a screw came out. Two screws came out. All right, let's slide those back over there. But yeah, see, just that's it. Here, we do have a functioning front suspension. Right here, you can see we can lower that by cutting the springs. We do also have the rear suspension back here. If you wanted to get to the rear suspension, you go up through here. Two screws. You can actually see them kind of right there. There's two screws you can take out if you want to lower the rear suspension out of this thing. Let's see. Do I want to do that right now? I could try. I would have to move the cage. And the cage is held on by glue, and I don't want to unglue it, so we're not going to mess with it. So we're not going to mess with it right now because you would have to unglue it. You used to be able to unscrew the cage. This one looks like I would have to actually move it. But yeah, that's that. There is the two screws here that would take out the rear suspension and allow you to lower the rear suspension if you wanted that a little bit closer to the ground. Like I said, here's your detail to the engine right through here. So you can see those exhaust pipes. There's the transmission there. And then you can see the engine up top. So we do have a little bit different on the engine detail there. You can see, like I said, this one is literally just a painted block. Not a ton on there. Very lightweight as well. This one is obviously got the actual engine detail. Cab detail, I think cab detail is the exact same. No, cab detail is not the same. You can actually see there is a dash. You can see the look on the dash there. There you can see it. So there you can see the like little detail for the digital dash. This one is completely blank. So is that it? That might be the only difference, honestly, though. Looking between the two, that is the only difference, is one has the digital dash and one doesn't. Once you get to the rear of the car, back here by the din, you can see all those hoses are the same on each. And then you have to open the rear deck lid, and there you see that. So once you open the rear deck lid, there's the fuel cell area. and there's nothing here because you can't open the deck lid. So obviously they didn't add that. So that's different than this. And then obviously you have the rear diffuser area, which is on the plastic piece. This one, it's the whole thing. And you can see the different detail for the rear clip. The nice sturdy rear clip that doesn't give. So yes, you can see that difference. So that's the only difference in the chassis though. So we are actually talking a very, very similar chassis build between the two of them, especially in terms of details you can see from the outside of the car. So I said this is the one time elites might not be near as worth it, because before there was bigger differences in the cab, bigger differences under the hood, bigger differences from underneath the car. Now, when you screw this plate in, they look exactly the same from under the car. So the only thing you're gaining with the elite at that point is the suspension and a little bit of the engine detail, and that's it. I mean, we lost a lot of detail on this car for the elite. Now the ARC lost detail too, but it's not visible. So because you lost non-visible detail, it's probably a little different, you know? It might make more sense now to get the ARC than ever before. So I don't know. It's hard to justify spending $110 on this. It's also hard to justify spending $70 on this. I mean, $70 for this. Like, that's a little cheap in my opinion. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Let's see here what we got going on into chats. Let's see here. Yeah, I had runaway screws. Someone had a big moment in qualifying. Oh, yeah, Riley Herbst just spun, by the way. Thank you for letting me know that, because Riley Herbst just went around on the backstretch. Jeb Burton is currently second. Parsons third. Caruth is fourth. Yaley fifth. Still got a lot of people yet to go, but John Hernimachek has set the fast time at the moment, and Riley Herbst just spun, so he will be starting last. Let's see how he got into this mess. Into the corner, pretty good speed, big wiggle from the bottom. Had a big wiggle on the bottom of the track, and then it really washed out and went up the hill there. So that was what happened, at least on my end for Herbst. AJ Allmendinger. I don't think it was AJ. Looks like it was Riley Herbst. AJ doesn't qualify till, actually, when does he qualify? He qualifies last. He's gonna qualify like dead last. So kind of late to the conversation, but just a quick tip on the COT front valence spoke. You use a guitar strings for replacements. Oh, interesting. I actually was able to find a replacement. I have some extra COT parts, and so I actually had an extra spoke that I put in that place. But yeah, I guess I've never thought about doing that, using guitar strings, because those would be they'd be metal and probably pretty strong. Yeah, bad week for the 98. Sam Mayer kind of cheering on Herbst to not spin it or not to hit anything, and good on him. He didn't hit anything, so there we go. Yeah, Haller crashed, guy crashed in qualifying. This is the type of race, though, he should win. Like, for the stories, Haller wrecks, he wrecks, and all of a sudden he comes out in the race and wins. That'd be kind of cool, right? I can get behind it, even though I'm not even a Herbst guy. All right, are they pushing Myatt Snyder back around? I guess Snyder came back in for something. Okay. Anthony Alfredo is out there now. So anyway, guys, yeah, so that was the last two there that I was talking about with the Elite here and the ARC there. Like I said, you can't lower anything on the ARC. It's kind of just stuck where it is. Elite, you can lower the rear and front suspension if you really want to. So that is an option, but outside of that, that's literally what you're paying for. So if you don't care how heavy they are, and it's all about how it looks from the outside, I'm gonna be ARC all the way. Now, for me, as a person who's gotten all elites for the cars I've seen in person win, I'm probably gonna stick with elite. Same thing with the Chase Elliott cars and certain ones, I'll probably stick with elite. But if it comes down to strictly how does it look in the display case, it's going to be ARC this year, honestly, guys. You're going to see a lot more ARC reviews for raced wins than you are elites. Like I said, you'll see elites for some special ones, but definitely not going to be stocking near the elites on these next gens. Found an autographed Casey Kane Chevy SS the other day for $35. I'm probably going to go back and get it. Well, heck, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Kane, it's nice to get his autograph. You can get it pretty easily at sprint car tracks, but still pretty cool find. Let's see. If I want to get into making race version customs, what do I use to represent the rubber and the dirt? Usually you use model paint, and you have to make sure you accurately kind of get it on the car. I think that's the easiest way to do it. I've seen people, they try to use a spray brush or some type of spray, and they always way overcoat the rubber. You know, it really doesn't take a lot. Like, let's see, do I have a custom up here? I don't. Actually, I do. But I've seen it where they'll use the tip of a brush, like, and they'll have it all spread out, and they'll just kind of dap it, and they'll make it work. But yeah, you can use like, you can do Sharpie paint pens for a little bit, but like I said, I think what you really want to do is use a model brush. I think model paint is really good. Let me show you. I did do some testing. I was trying to practice before I made a certain custom. Let me grab it quick, and I'll show you what I did. Okay. So this car I made, or not made, but I started doing something. Please answer my comment on the 75th anniversary car. I didn't even offer it on my site. I honestly think it's that big a waste. I mean, if somebody wants it, let me know, but I thought the entire idea of spending extra money on that seemed crazy to me. Okay. So here's what it looks like when you use model paint. You can see the rubber is a little bit more sporadic. You know, it doesn't end up quite as like centralized and like or perfectly spread. You end up with a little bit more like heavy in some places, light in other. You can see on the hood I did a little bit of it too, and you can see a couple little marks. But this is model paint, is what this looks like here, and you can see it looks decent. You know, on the valence, it's a little heavier than it probably could have been. You see a little bit on the Monte Carlo side. There we go. And you can see, obviously, like I said, up on the U.S. Army side, you can see a couple little marks where the rubber hit the Army logo. There I tried to do wall scrapes, and that's when I learned, no, don't use sandpaper. That's what sandpaper does. And you can see I did a couple tire marks there on the rear, which didn't look too bad, but I needed a little more work. Those didn't work quite right. So that one needs a little more work. I was working on a couple different things. This is just a total scrap chassis I was using for parts. But like I said, that's how I did the nose detail with the rubber buildup, and I used model paint, and I think it worked and looked the best. I think it gives you the best opportunity to have a good looking, you know, some good looking race detail there. So I think model paint and using the right brush, but definitely get a car like this. This car literally was a parts car. It was broken in the windshield. That's why the rear window was broken in it. And so I decided, all right, well, we're going to take it and we're going to try and see what I can do with it. And you can see I tried to use it for wall scrape and see what it would look like. Didn't turn out very good. You know, it just doesn't work. You have to use paint or something else like sandpaper. You can't actually physically scratch through the paint. It just doesn't look quite right. You can see I use some paint to try to do tire marks. Doesn't look terrible, but it needs to be a little bit better, a little bit shorter in one spot. So a couple little things I can do better, but like I said, I would prefer, I think that's the better method. I think it gives you more freedom. So that's the way I would probably recommend doing it. If you're wanting to try and do, it's just get a model brush, model paint, and then at the end you just put a little clear coat over it and see where you're at. But definitely practice a few times first. You're not going to get it nailed on the first time. Is $65 for the 2013 Matt Kenseth Vegas win a good deal? I assume, but I want to check the expert. It's fair. It might be a little on the cheaper end, so it might be a decent deal. It really comes down to, do you want it? You know, like, I'll always say that. Like, everything's a good deal as long as you want it. Like, it's just, I don't know, that car, you might find it for 100, you might find it for 40. It just depends on what day you see it. But I think that's a pretty decent deal. For rubber, I thought of taking black paint, watering it down, then painting it on a car, and then dab it with paper towel. Like I said, I would recommend a brush. I would get a very a very like thicker bristles. And then I would actually do the opposite. Don't put a lot of paint on it. Like, I would actually, what I did, and here's what I would say would probably work the easiest. You dip your paintbrush, say this is your paintbrush. You dip it in, and you get paint all over the tip of it. Then you take a paper towel, and you basically wipe all the paint off, or some of the paint off. Now, I wiped the paint off, right? But there's still a tiny bit of paint in those bristles. That's when you go to the car, because you're putting on such small amounts of paint that it works out really well like rubber buildup. Because if you literally dip it in paint and then touch the front of the car, you're going to get globs of paint all over stuff. So you dip the brush in, then you wipe the brush tip off with a paper towel. You just kind of like, you know, paper towel on your hand, and you just take all the paint off, and then you still got a little in the bristles. There's still a little bit of paint in there. And so sometimes you kind of go, And you do it 3 times. You do 3 different times. You get most of the paint off. And so there's just a little bit of paint left on that brush. And then you start dabbing the paint or the brush where you want the rubber buildup. And it just sort of sporadically places that rubber buildup in that area. And that's the best way I found to do it, because I tried doing it where I just dipped the paint in and just like tiny marks and stuff like that. And you ended up with just globs and they would run and it didn't work right. So in my experience, the best way to do it is get paint through all those bristles, wipe most of the paint off, and then the last little bits of paint will just add little marks to the nose. And I think that personally worked out the best. So yeah, that was how I thought it would work. I thought it worked great. I haven't done another one yet, but yeah. Noah, he was on an interview. It looks like Hemrick just ran the fastest lap, so he is now faster than Creed, Creed, Nemechek, and Sieg. Looks like Gibbs is talking to Mark Martin. Landon Castle on the track at the moment. He's got to be top 10 right now, right? So we got to be down to about our last 10 guys, I would think. Yeah, try that. Like I said, try that brush method. It worked for me when I did that 01 car there on the nose. I thought it worked. I liked what the results I was seeing. Like I said, I tried to do the tire marks on the back. I had a little too much paint. And it kind of globbed up and didn't really rub the way I wanted to. But that was my first attempt with that method, and it worked out. I was pretty happy with it. So, couple practice rounds and it could get pretty perfected, I would think. Trying to save the money from a Darlington spring trip. But we know that Darlington race in spring should be good. I don't know, man. Southern 500 might be more fun though. I don't know, because Labor Day you got Monday to drive back too, and you got to remember, I think Darlington's on Mother's Day, isn't it? No, they moved it. It's not on Mother's Day anymore. It used to be. Oh boy, guys, Trevor Bayne's on the track. He's tracking in the good. He's got 3/10 to the good coming to the line, 2.8. So, yeah, he got 0.28 faster, but Trevor Bayne sets fast lap at 29.7. Great job. So, Trevor Bayne currently on pole. What tracks do I recommend going to? Well, it depends on where you live, because, if you can get to a close track, every racetrack's good to go to if you're close. But I would recommend, if you're talking about the overall experience, I'm sure Daytona and the Daytona 500 is fine. It's expensive compared to other tracks, so I'll put that out there. I would say if you want to talk bang for buck, best tracks to go to, Bristol, fantastic racetrack. Charlotte, great racetrack. I've never even been to Charlotte, but I can tell they have great upkeep and their facility puts on a good event for everybody there. So Charlotte and Bristol are 2 that are really, really solid. I've been to Bristol, my personal favorite racetrack. I love going to Bristol. That being said, the racing, a little struggle. I think the racing at Kansas has always been good. The track doesn't have a ton going on around it. So I really like Kansas. My cousin lives there, though, so I get to see him, and I don't really have to worry about other stuff going on around the track because I'm visiting family. So, like I said, Kansas, there's not a ton going on around it. Indy Road Course. Indy Road Course is a good, solid one, too, because there's a museum you can go to. You literally can walk all over that racetrack. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the video when I did the diecast review for AJ's win, but I literally have videos from the front stretch, then turn like 6, then the front stretch under the grandstand. Like, I was in 5 different places in the last 5 laps. I walked all over that racetrack. And it was fantastic. You can walk all over the place. You can go across the pedestrian bridge. You can literally walk to just about every corner of that racetrack and see what you want to see. So Indy Road Course is a really cool experience. I would definitely think that would be cool. I'd love to go back this year. It's on the same weekend as Knoxville Nationals. Sorry, I'm doing Nationals. That was great. I love Knoxville Nationals. But if you're not into sprint cars, I would say the Indy Road Course. And I'm sure there's other good tracks. I just have not been to them. I've never been to Vegas, never been to Watkins Glen, never been to Martinsville. There's a lot of tracks I haven't been to, so I can't really say if they're good or not. But those are the tracks that I've been to that I'm like, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see. Dover is a favorite. I've never been to Dover during a race weekend. The track looks pretty cool. It looks like the racing's actually was pretty decent this year. So. The Rock potential returns. Oh, I hope so. Rockingham would be a fantastic racetrack to have back on the schedule. That was a tricky, weird, goofy racetrack in terms of like layout, and it raced really well. I would love to see Rockingham back on the schedule. Oh, wow. Josh Berry just clocked in 8th. All right, so Josh Berry clocks in 8th. AJ Allmendinger tracking in the good, but he lost a little of it coming onto the backstretch. Oh, wow, he lost a lot coming onto the backstretch. Wow, he's losing time. I say losing time. He'll still probably be in the top 5 if he keeps his pace up. Yeah, he might not make top 5 either. He might be back at about 7th. Looks like he's going to clock in 7th quickest, right where I said he would. Called that. What can I say? All right, so he clocks in 7th. Who's left? Florida Denny Hamlin, or Denny fan says, I've been to Charlotte for a track tour. Pictures of my 2018 F-150 on the track. That's pretty cool. Gragson on track at the moment. Good. Turn 1 and 2. Slight wiggle. So he's still in the green heading into 3 and 4. Full send down to the bottom of that corner. Picks up the throttle. Oh, he's not going to get it. He's losing a lot of time. Man, Trevor Bayne put down a hell of a lap. Gragson will go 2nd quickest there, but man, Trevor Bayne, I mean, he must have sent it in 3 and 4 because Gragson sent it down in 3 and 4 and lost 2/10 on him. And Bayne ends up on not the pole because we still got Gibbs and Allmendinger. So Gibbs was the last real threat. Let's see what he does here. Down into turn 1, turns 1 and 2. Gibbs tracking in the green. Now he's in the red, but he's steady in the red. All right, down the backstretch they go. Let's see what he gets in 3 and 4 here. All right, Gibbs into 3 and 4. He sent it in deep. Oh, he's losing time too, though. He's gaining it back on exit, though. He's going to get 2nd quickest. Not quite going to get back to him, but he's going to get 2nd. So Gibbs will be 2nd quickest. So it'll be Bayne, Gibbs, and then Allmendinger will be last on track. I don't think he's going to have anything for this pole run. Here comes the dinger. Yeah, Rock had some close finishes, man. That is a great racetrack. All right, so here's Dinger. He's tracking in the positive. They're going to go down into turn 1. Losing a little pace as they hit the backstretch. Honestly, still in pretty decent shape. Let's see, though, because Trevor Bayne absolutely sent it into 3 and 4. And what? ESPN just cut off in the middle of his, or not ESPN. Oh, what? NBC just cut his qualifying run off in turn 3. Like the screen went black. What? How did he clock in? Did he have a wiggle? I'm trying to see how well he ran. Coming around to the front stretch. I don't know. They lost everything. Like everything just went dark. So I don't know. I don't even know. I assume Ty Gibbs on the pole though. Allmendinger got the pole? Wow, he did snag the pole. Oh my goodness, Allmendinger got the pole. What happened? I was watching and the thing literally, like NBC just cut to black and then goes back and I literally have yet to see it. What happened? He sent it in turn 3 and I didn't see what happened. All right, hold on. I got to listen to this. What the heck happened here? Oh, got him by 100th of a second. What happened? Like the screen just went black and I couldn't see. Oh, that drives me nuts. Good run though for Trevor Bayne. He's gonna be fast tomorrow. But man, AJ, bring in the speed. I mean, that was full send. Well done, AJ. Excuse me. All right, guys. Well, that is all of our new arrivals. I obviously have some reassembling to do here this afternoon and tomorrow. So we've got plenty going on in the next couple of days. Lots of videos to make. Lots of stuff like that. Dinger on the pole tomorrow. Bayne will be starting on the outside. Gibbs and Gragson in row 2. We will be doing a live stream when that race starts. So definitely be ready for that. I'll be streaming through the streaming software tomorrow afternoon. So come on by, stop in, say hi. Like I said, if there's any cars that you guys are wanting off the pre-order list, let me know. Let me tell you, by the way, real quick, while I got you here, what the pre-orders for next week are. Not the pre-orders, sorry, the new arrivals, in case anyone wants to add one to my already coming quantity. Okay, so going into next week, we got Bowman's let's see here. We got Bowman's Martinsville win. Looks like we got both of those coming. And we got Bowman's Martinsville win. We got Cindric's Daytona win. We've got the 164th of Bowman's Vegas win. We also have Roush Fenway 124 diecast. We've got the Kohler Energy car. We've got the Castrol car. We've got the Violet Defense, the purple car. We got that one coming. So those are all available as well. Bubba's cars are coming in. The DoorDash, the Dr. Pepper car in 164. The McDonald's in 124. Looks like we got Phoenix win for Briscoe in 164. The Elliott Hooters car is in. The Elliott Napa Chrome is in. Let's see, that's Bell Ream car, Suarez K1 car. Oh, we do have Hamlin's car. Hamlin's 124s are in as well. Let's see, we got a lot of them. Looks like the Clash wins are in. Clash wins 164, 24, 124 Elite are all in. Allgaier, Brant car, a couple of Harvicks are in as well. Looks like the Moneyline car is in. Let's see, that's the Kyle Busch DeWalt car is also in. What else we got here on page? There we go. And then it looks like there is a Ty Dillon car in, as well as a Ryan Blaney car in. So if there's anything on that list anyone's looking for, let me know. Like I said, shipping the pin too. Yep, that's going to go with the Subway car. Yeah, you can ask me a couple more questions. But yeah, that's the stuff coming in next week. We got Noah's Wendy's car in 164 coming. And so there's a lot of those coming. But if there's anything you guys are wanting, please let me know. Because like I said, these things are going to be coming out. Or I'm going to put this in and submit it Monday. So this stuff will ship Monday afternoon. And if you don't have it in by Monday, it's going to have to wait till probably the next week. I don't ship out onesie-twosies. I get them in big boxes because it saves on shipping for everybody. So, like I said, if there's anything on those lists that you guys are wanting, let me know. Let me know before next week. And then let me check. I think AJ was looking for an Elliott, or not AJ. A-Shock was looking for a Elliott car. Excuse me. All right, there we go. And just so you know, for those of you guys wondering, there's the pin wall. So if you're looking for any event pins, even here's our throwback pins. We got some old school pins there. But this is pin wall. Most of them are 2021 and newer. So lots of pins on here. We got, I don't know, 2021, 2022, and 2020, a few different ones of each. Then we got our sprint car pegs. I like to just show this off. So there you can see all those there. And then we got those Elliott sprint cars. Those are Sammy Swindell sprint cars. More pins. And there's the Kyle Busch win set. All right, so let me see here. Did it load yet? No, it still didn't load. Come on now. I need that to work. So trying to take a look here real quick and see, because I need to find out if I can get a couple more of them Napa cars for somebody. Also, I'll show this while I'm at it. I have a Jimmy Johnson car. I'm currently turning this into a custom 2004 Coke 600 win for someone. My first try at a custom race win, but that's to be expected. And then you can see here, that's my race wins seen in person, all with their pins and everything lined up. So there you can see that pin from Chicago 2018. I don't know what's going on here. It's not wanting to work. There we go. All right, let's see what we get. I'm gonna keep looking. All right, but anyway, yeah, that's my massive lineup of stuff. All right, let's see here. Also, if Elliott wins the championship, do you think his hat will say two-time champ? Because I was looking at Busch's 2019 and it didn't. It may not. They might make something that says two-time champ, but it just depends on who makes it, honestly. Noah says he'll be watching more streams. Well, welcome in. I hope you enjoy them. Like I said, we do some race watch-alongs. Have nothing to do with Diecast at the time. We just watch the races and kind of hang out. So if you want to come on in, you can go and check those out. Those are going to be tomorrow and Sunday for Xfinity and Cup. I don't generally stream truck races because truck races are just not that great. But I do usually do the other two. Okay, let me look here. Yeah, not AJ. A-Shock. Did you need a 160 or a 124 Elite for Chase Elliott? Is A-Shock still in here? I know he was looking for one earlier. He was asking, and I can get him one, but he said he was wanting one, and I can get a hold of one for him, it looks like. I can't get an ARC, though. I'm a little surprised. The ARCs are gone. So I'll get you an Elite coming, and I'll make a link. I have your email, I think, so I'll just send you an email to that link when it's up for that Elliott Elite. I'll get one coming for you. That'll be all good to go, so that'll be fine. Oh, these are a lot of Elliott fans, I'm telling you. All right, so yeah, you guys just chill out, man. I think Zoner McGee just got in here, and I don't think we just wrapping up, unfortunately. But if you're interested in seeing me tear these all down, I will also be making a video. So don't worry, I will make a full-scale video. You won't have to just always come back to this 2-hour stream to try and find that, little 10-minute portion. But I will make the full video, so we'll be fine there. But anyway, guys, if there's anything else you guys are looking for, feel free to reach out via Instagram, Facebook, and email. Those are 3 easy ways to get a hold of me. If there's anything else you guys are wanting for next week, like I said, I'll get another Elliott coming there. A-Shock wanted one of those. So if there's anything else anyone's looking for, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to get those coming, and we'll have another one of these next week. So hope you guys had a great Friday. One last question. We'll make it quick, AJ. I'm signing off here soon. I'll wait for one more. Make it snappy. Yeah, don't worry about it. I said I'll bring it in, and like I said, I'll send you your own link for that. Do I think Elliott will win at COTA in 2023? I don't know. I think it all comes down to if there's a late race restart at this point, frankly, because he's been knocked out of the Ray 3 different races in a row. So it literally is, if there's a late race restart, anyone that's running at the front will get wrecked, because that's how race starts go now. Nobody wants to drive and race each other. They just want to race, wreck each other. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for the Xfinity race. But until then, enjoy the end of that stream. But we'll see you tomorrow for the, what is it called? The All School Uniforms 302.